So that in 10 minutes something shows up there, and so I think those guys are ready to go. Yeah, John, you're coordinating with Slimsh. Everyone's heard of Hertz Donut. How is that determined? That is weird. Although I like that the nice thing about the number thing is that you can have the name that you want and not have to like. Oh, really? Pound. That's the tic tac toe one, Dan. Yes, we can hear you. Hey. All right, you got him. All right, so I'm gonna go ahead and tell him to start. Yeah. Oh, and also, so expect spectator mode glitches. They happen. Probably the best thing to do if they happen is that like you don't need to call it out. Just like back out and get back in. Um, it'll it'll look like it's working, but they just stop playing. Or sometimes you only see one players. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and unmute the audio from the stream now.
All right. So we are just about to get underway with the first match, which is Slimsh versus Jason. So there, we'll jump into that in a second. Casting tonight, I'm Viriday or John, and
I'm Hertz Donut or Dan.
sweet. So I think we're the two guys.
And Necro Havoc in the background.
And we got Necro Havoc in the background. All right, nice. just lurking there uncreepily. Excellent. All right, so let's just go over their lineups really quick. Let's see here. We got Jason will be bringing
Druid, Hunter, Mage, and Warlock.
seems like a pretty good lineup. pretty solid classes in the meta right now. Druid's definitely a solid bring. Hunter always can snag a win. Mage, we'll see what he brings. I'm not really sure what he's bringing, but there's a lot of variants, and I mean, there's like 3 main mage decks that are pretty good right now, and
It's pretty adaptable.
yeah, it's very hard to prepare for. So it's pretty tough to kind of guess. I mean, freeze, tempo, and mech are all so different. It's really rough to tech for.
What is Slim?
Yeah.
Slimsh is a paladin,
Oh, there he is.
mage.
Oh, he does have a
warlock.
warrior though, so they got to
Warrior.
worry about that for the freeze.
Yeah, Warrior is a huge. I actually experienced that this week. Warrior is just really rough for freeze
Oh,
to deal.
they're in.
All right, so it begins.
So it begins. All right, cool. So we can jump in. Awesome. So let's. I'm really interested to see what they open with. I think Jason will open with his druid. Yeah, Jason's
I mean, Jason loves that druid.
Jason's a druid expert. He's
That's why it's
got the
gold.
golden, and we see that Slimsh is with the mech mage, and that's going to be real. It might be mech. It could be tempo. All those cards are running both, and mage just is so hard for druid to beat. All 3. I mean, mech mage and tempo mage really counter druid. So very strong pick from Slimsh. And we see him. Oh, but he gets both mirror. That is brutal.
Mech Mage versus
Wow.
Druid.
It's Mech Mage versus Druid. Jason with none of the mana cards. So we don't see any Innervates or Wild Growths.
Yeah.
But okay,
Wrath
so
is
this
helpful
looks
to
like
start.
Tempo Mage with
I
that
think it
Rag.
is, yeah.
So there might be a counter spell. So he might get 1 secret, but he's got a very awkward hand.
Maybe I mean he might even be running I'm blanking. He might get free secrets.
Okay, right, yeah. So he might have a counter spell in there. We'll see, but I mean, still, just having those 2 mirror entities are going to be really awkward. And honestly, it's going to be interesting because Jason's going to have to play around it, and he doesn't know that he's playing, kind of. It's going to be very awkward, I think, for Jason. So here comes. I think we'll see a mad. Yeah, we see a mad scientist. And let's see. So Jason's got great. He's going to curve really well after this Wrath. I think we'll see a 3 mana Wrath or 3 attack,
3 damage wrath.
3 damage Wrath rather. Yeah. But nope, Jason is much better at Druid than me.
I think the plan is to silence the.
Okay, fair enough.
Yeah, you can't expect the mirror entities,
Right.
both are in his hand.
Right. So Slimsh gonna play on curve,
go
play
for
the
it.
mirror
All right.
entity, and
So he's gonna pick up.
if you're Jason, I think you're pretty excited to see that. Because if this is Mech Mage, they only run 1 secret, meaning if he kills this, but he goes to
Kill
the
it or
silence.
silence it. He went for the silence.
Oh,
Yeah.
nice.
Interesting play. Okay. Wow, Kazan Mystic. So this is definitely a tempo mage. Really, that Kazan Mystic, I don't think. Oh,
It's
well,
quite set.
okay. So Jason does have Hunter and Mage, so Kazan's probably in all these decks.
I think it might also just be trying to counter a counter.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Right.
Still bet your secrets.
Right. We've been seeing that a lot. That's a good call. All right. So he's coining out the Lotheb. This is a pretty intimidating board. Pretty intimidating board for the Druid.
I'm surprised he went Lotheb over the Drake.
Yeah, I think I would have gone for the Drake too. I don't think there's a reason for the Lotheb.
'Cause
Even
this-
that swipe.
I guess the swipe he did just draw into, but even so,
It's
I,
not a great. Yeah, it's not a great board, but we'll see. I mean, maybe if, again.
I guess the Lotheb does kill a Sludge Belcher.
Right. Okay.
That's actually pretty.
That's a
good
great
call. Yeah, this is
play.
the perfect. Yeah, this is a perfect.
Yeah.
Belcher killer.
Again, these are top level players.
Right.
You're immortals. So great read by Slimsh denying that Sludge Belcher. And Jason, again, just an awkward sport. He's gonna get out the Shade of Naxxramas, get that building. He's got some spells, he's got the keepers, so he's got some reaction in his hand. Slim's gonna, I think, just keep playing on curve. Here comes the Drake. This is just such a lot. This is so much pressure. Constant pressure. This is what the Tempo Mage does.
Flame Cannon.
You can get
Yeah.
a little value out of that swipe right now. Not quite.
I wonder
Or
if
go for it.
Jason's feeling pressured to swipe here. He can
Yeah.
swipe into Wrath.
I know I would, but
Right, we'll see. Jason, a very experienced
yeah,
Druid player.
better decision.
Yeah.
You could blow a Force of Nature, but Definitely not the right
I
call.
don't know which deck. I know he plays a double force deck, so. But
He's
he's
pretty
gonna
in
go with
both
the
beasties too. Yeah.
So if you're Jason here, I would. Yeah, I mean, I think there's a few ways you can do this. I don't know. I guess he's going to kill off his shade. He's going to draw a card. No, yeah, so he's going to draw a card, swipe that, and then kill off the shade. I think is the move. Oh, okay, yeah. Okay, so he clears the board. He draws a card. It stalls Slimsh a little bit, but Slimsh has got a full hand and a lot of options. So what are you thinking here?
I see. I would play 2 apprentices than a mirror entity.
That's a pretty strong play. He's looking at pilot it maybe into
Into the scientist.
mad
Interesting.
scientist. Yeah,
So maybe he does have a counter spell sitting there.
yeah. I think he might. Jason.
Well, I guess it also he's gonna try to play around the mad scientist. He doesn't know the secrets there.
Right. So Jason doesn't have the almighty turn 7 Dr. Boom. Although Thurston is pretty strong. I think it would be good in this hand. I think he's considering whether, Sylvanas is so good for tempo because it just murders the mage's tempo.
Mhm.
It's a tough call here. Again, Jason definitely a lot more experienced. Also, I should mention I'm not a good tempo or experienced with tempo mage, so it's hard to predict their calls or their plays. So I mean, he saw Slimsh play the secret from the hand. So if I saw that happen, I would not be that scared of that mad scientist.
Well, he knows it's tempo at this point, so
Right.
he knows that there's still another counter spell.
Right. So if you're Slimsh, you're gonna kill this. Oh, he top decks a Frostbolt with those 2 apprentices. This could get out of control real fast.
Real fast.
Really fast. I mean, he can throw down the apprentices, Frostbolt, kill off the scientist, and still have 3
And still
minutes.
mirror entity or ping.
Yeah, I mean, he could mirror entity, and I mean, he can do so much on this turn. And it looks like he might do that.
What to do?
The Mystic's also a dead card, so if he doesn't feel
Yeah,
pressure,
right.
he could
Yeah,
also
he can just throw
just
that out. Sure. So yeah, he's going for the double Sorcerer's Apprentice. And I mean, Druid has such a difficult...
There's nothing they can do. Yeah. Well, he's gonna have to blow his Force of Nature.
Oh, for sure. Yeah, he will have to blow the Force of Nature. He's got the
Oh,
mirror
but
entity now.
there'll be a counter spell
What's up?
for the force of There'll be a counter spell for the force of nature after you
Oh, that's
sacrifice.
a great call. And Jason, I think will read that. It's pretty common to see that. So Jason, but what's really awkward for Jason, he's got no spell to proc the counter spell other than Force of Nature, and that's not one you want to proc. It's 5 mana. It's just terrible. I think an Innervate would be one. An Innervate or a Wrath might be his best draw right here. This is just really a lot of pressure. Oh wow! So he can burn a Savage Roar. I mean, he's really got to remember.
Yeah.
Sometimes you forget those are 2 secrets right there.
It's going to sacrifice his keeper the growth to the mirror entity.
Which is, I mean, that's
That's
one
okay. He give him a 2, and you
Yeah.
kill off one of the
right
one of the
in the
creatures.
spectrum of Druid minions. The Keeper of the Grove is definitely one of the weaker minions. This is
But
just
also,
so,
there's not a lot of cards in. You can't play Cenarius. Never mind. That'll get mirror entity.
right, and I mean he's got 17. He's low in health. The good news is, I mean, if he's able to survive this turn, the mage has really played his whole hand. He does have the rag, granted,
Mhm.
but the mage is definitely, he's put it all out on the board. Personally, I don't see a mana. Oh, he's gonna. Oh man, this is gonna be rough.
Uh-oh.
He's got to know that's the counter spell. I mean, that's 5 mana down the drain. Oh
He's
man,
gotta know it's a mirror entity too. So
Yeah,
I wonder why the keeper's not coming out.
I would keep her, and then I guess you play Lotheb you keep her and you play Sylvanas, right?
Mm-hmm.
I think that's your only play.
Yeah, Sylvanas to stop the rag from coming down.
I mean, Sylvanas also just crushes his board. This is a great play.
There we go.
And by great play, I mean it's the only one. He's a little scared about.
Oh, it's a Belcher. Interesting. He's just trying to hold position.
And I mean, honestly, the board's pretty weak, so Belcher is pretty effective. But again, Rag is gonna obliterate. Oh man, there's the fireball.
Oh gosh.
This is rough. So he's gonna clear off. Wow, he's gonna use. What is he? Is he using his Shredder? It looks like he wants to attack Shredder ping, maybe. It seems odd attacking Shredder, and I guess Shredder and Keeper.
I wonder.
Honestly, Sludge Belcher is a little difficult for Slim Shear. His minions are a little weak. They don't have a lot of health.
I'm surprised he's not just throwing the fireball out there.
I think he wants to get the rag down. It looks like he's just going in
Going for
right
it, yeah.
here. So yeah, this is good. This is definitely the most efficient way of. He only loses the apprentice.
If he had used the keeper. Oh, okay. Yeah, this works.
Yeah, he keeps.
He could have kept. I think he could have. No, he would have had to sacrifice the piloted, so he still would have had 3 bodies. But
Right. So Jason desperately needs a secret in order to use his force of nature. His Savage Roar is just not a great one. This hits the 2/4, which honestly is.
best
I
case.
don't even know.
Oh, innervate. There you
So
go.
he gets to burn the innervate. He gets to.
There you go.
He's going to be able to clear, or not clear, but almost clear. He's going to be able to kill Rag, and I think kill off the Shredder is the other play. So he's gonna kill off the Shredder, I think, and then use his face on. Oh, interesting.
Interesting.
I would have popped that first. I think he got a little fortunate that was a 2-1.
Yeah, I agree.
Slimsh is now
Millhouse
he's
would've been-
cleared, and Slimsh has not got the strongest hand.
No, Cenarius in this case is gonna really. I think it's gonna really turn things around.
Yeah, it's funny because that Loot Hoarder is going to be actually really good for Slimsh. It's going to draw him a card, which is he desperately needs. I wonder why he's keeping. I wonder if he's actually keeping the Keyzon Seek. Oh, he's going to play.
Oh,
it.
here we go. Yeah.
I mean, so what do you think? Would you play that? Are you feeling like you need to play that, or?
I think so. I think you feel like you need to keep the pressure up because you can't just let a druid sit there with an open
Right.
board like that.
That's fair. I mean, there is something to be said about keeping deck secrets, but I guess if you win, it doesn't matter.
Exactly. And I think
so-
also at this point he was doing so well earlier that you just feel like you still have a lot of momentum.
Right. Sure.
But this is nice because here he can use his hero power.
Yeah, and he can use his hero power. It's gonna be a little rough because he's getting low. He's down to 11, or what is that?
Absolutely, and that I think that was a really smart call on Slim to keep that fireball.
Right.
That's
It's
big.
gonna. Oh, and there's the boom. That's gonna be just really tough. And a water elemental. These are really gonna put a lot of pressure. I mean, the boom's just devastating without a BGH in the hand. I think Jason really needs some spells to get full board control here. He doesn't want to face tank for on that Kazan.
No, he can't. He can't afford that.
And I would be shocked if anything but the boom doesn't come down. And
It's not he hasn't. That's not a single fireball's come down yet either.
yeah, you've got to be worried. That fireball's been sitting in his hand for a while. You're Jason. You're tracking the cards. You're gonna see no movement. So boom comes down, and this is really looking ugly. I mean, BGH is helpful, but not. Oh wow! So
Oh, that's
Stripe
big.
is-
I mean, it's not everything, but it's
Yeah.
something.
So the question is, how much damage are these boom bots going to do? Because there's a potential for just the end of the game right here.
Right. Well, so I don't know. I would, in my lack of experience, I guess I would hope that your best bet is RNG, so I'd throw the Sylvanas down first.
I like
Yeah.
this play. I think this is literally. Oh.
Oh. Well, the piloted's not bad because then you're guaranteed a body still left on the board.
Right. I
Both
think,
of them seems like I guess he's trying to stay around or play around the fireball.
yeah, but I mean, at that point, wow,
I was fortunate.
that was that was pretty good bombs. So now, Jason just weathering the
Needs a draw.
storm. Aaron Tor's a bit of a just awkward draw at this point. All the secrets have been used.
Yeah.
I mean, the water elemental is very annoying for Druid. It's just so thick and it freezes your hero power. Even Lotheb can't deal with it. Karentor's just
I mean,
enough
it's
attack
just-
on it.
It's attack, yeah.
Yeah, so we'll see a ping to the face, I think, here. So he's representing next turn lethal. Let's see here, that's 9-10. So he's one off lethal next turn. If assuming this Lotheb goes to the 4-3 into the 4-3.
And assuming we don't see the hero power out of.
So do you wild growth here? Or
Yeah.
do you play the 2 minions and you clear the 4-3 and just hope to be in?
Well, I don't know. I think you'd have to know the deck. Like, are you hoping to draw into a?
It looks like he's
Force
gonna
of
go
Nature?
for minions.
Yeah, he's just gonna go for bodies.
Yeah, I think I know this deck list, and I think it plays just one Sludge Belcher.
So it's
honestly,
true. So he is just one off lethal at this point.
right.
All right. So he lives.
he lives,
The Sylvanas is awkward though because nothing on the board.
kills
It
it.
doesn't really threaten. That's why I would have Wild Growth, just because she doesn't actually represent much of a threat.
Right. I think he's just trying to nail down board control.
Right.
I don't think Slimsh is going to fireball here. And I think Jason's best top deck at this point is an Ancient of Lore for heals. If Jason can just, I mean, Jason's board is much better. It's better than Slimsh's. I mean, that Sylvanas is something.
I want to see that Tree of Life. That's what I want to see.
The Tree of Life would be, I mean, that's the card. That is the card. So let's see. I think an Ancient of Lore. Slimsh, I think you don't want to fireball. Okay, Zerdrake's
Okay,
a draw.
not over yet.
But that's gonna draw you out of Ancient of Lore territory. I think I
And
want.
it's still awkward. Even if he draws into the swipe, it's still awkward.
He's
he's already
used,
swiped
has he used
twice,
both
yeah.
swipes? Yeah.
Yeah.
So he's looking for Ancient of Lore. I think he wants the heals. I think he knows that's the fireball. No, and that's a.
No.
At least he can play both. But the thing is, if he doesn't hero power, he will lose the game.
Slim should need a top deck Frostbolt.
In fact, I think he actually
another
he's just
fireball.
lost the game, right? Because he can't clear the frost. He's just lost unless these shredders pop out significant minions.
Doomsayer.
Doomsayer.
Doomsayers or a taunt, perhaps. So if this shredder pops out a taunt and he hero powers, nope,
Other way
that's the
around.
game. That is the game.
Yeah. Other way around would have been all right.
Yeah, if he had actually got, that's a great point. He would have been in great position if that was the other way around.
Man.
Yeah, so Jason's gonna drop the first one. He doesn't know it yet, but I think he played superb. I think Slimsh played incredibly well as well. I mean, Slimsh predicting the Sludge Belcher,
The
getting
Sludge Belcher on turn 5 was huge.
getting the turn 4 Lotheb. Actually, despite the terrible casting, he figured it out.
The early pressure too forced a pretty low value swipe.
So it looks like, is this BM? I mean, this is a little BME.
Um,
Oh no, it isn't. It's necessary.
I mean it's fine. It's still a 2-move thing. If he hero powers, that would be a BM.
Well played.
There we go.
Yeah, he might be playing on the iPad. It could be slow. So that's going to be the first game. Not really surprising. I think the Druid is really just not. It's a bad matchup. It's hard countered by Tempo and Mech. So the second you see Mage, you're hoping it's Freeze because Druid can put enough pressure.
So the
So,
question is, what's going to happen next?
right. So
I think Jason's going to rely on that Druid.
I think
It's what he knows
Jason
best,
will
and
go
I
back
think
to the
he's
Druid.
looking for the win.
So if Jason goes back to Druid, do you think Slimsh is going to read? Because Slimsh has got a Warlock and a Paladin, both of which can do pretty.
I think he's going to sit on that warrior because he doesn't want to waste that.
against.
That Freeze Mage will run a
Exactly.
run a train.
I think he will sit on the Warrior.
I think Paladin.
Yeah, I think he'll bring Paladin as well.
Yeah, I think Paladin. I mean, yeah, I think Paladin. So you think Jason will go back to Druid? Do you think Jason will predict?
I don't know. Yeah, I'm not sure how well Jason and Schlimsh know each other. If I was playing Jason, I would say no doubt he's going to play the Druid. Which
Right.
then obviously you're not sure because maybe he knows that I know that.
Right.
So I could
so
see him just coming out with a
Hunter.
zoo or a hunter, a face hunter, just to
Yeah,
to throw things off.
I mean, you see the gold Druid, you gotta assume he's just a big Druid player.
Right.
So I do. Yeah. Again, I don't know how well they know each other, but if I was Slimsh, I would predict it.
Did Slimsh get disconnected?
Look! This is the new Asian
It looks like he
Is that weird?
did.
Maybe you were right about
He-
the iPad.
He's restarting really quick. He was having some lag issues, so he's
Okay.
starting it back up.
Okay. Okay. So there's Jedi, our fearless league leader. Yeah. So all right. Well, let's take a look here while we're waiting for Slimsh. Just around the league a little bit. Some of the results have come in. Nico took out Raz Grizz. So Wishmakers. Oh, so Snackson took out Reptile 3-1, and then Nico took out Raz Grizz. So Wishmaker and Noob Central are tied up. And they're starting again. Okay. Oh, so he did. Wow. So good call, and he's got a golden paladin of his own. Okay.
Uh-oh.
So So this is a matchup that is definitely,
Good extra
it
wild
used
growth.
to be a lot more favored towards the Paladin. We've been seeing some Dragon Paladin decks, which, in my opinion, haven't been perfected.
Well, they also don't even have all the cards yet.
Right. So it's a little rudimentary. So if you're Jason here, what do you keep? I mean, you're keeping Wild Growth. Do you keep Shredder or Swipe?
I would keep the swipe, but I'm still on the fence about if that's the right call to try to play it around Muster for Battle. Looking at
Right.
that hand, I would definitely keep that swipe.
Yeah, seeing Slimsh's hand, I think the Swipe is the correct play.
And also, with that Wild Growth, you don't need to worry about the Shredder being too expensive. So
Right,
turn 3 card.
Right. So nothing for turn 3. So you don't coin out the Wild Growth. So you're just gonna pass turn 1.
Owl, that's interesting.
Yeah, Slimsh's deck. You see the.
I wonder if he's gonna use it on the Shredder when it comes out.
I mean, so what are you trying to Owl and a Druid? I mean, there's Emperor Thorson, but then you leave the 5/5. I think a Shredder is a pretty viable Owl
I agree.
play. So wow, second Wild Growth.
Hmm.
I don't know. I mean, you get the mental edge by playing the top deck.
Playing off the top deck, absolutely.
I usually would. Yeah. Anyway, but that's good. Slimsh really was a slow start. He didn't get. He didn't get a shielded minibot. He didn't get a. A shielded minibot or a.
And there's no Quartermaster either.
Yeah, so he's got a really awkward hand until turn 7. You know that.
I wonder if he's gonna try, if he's gonna go all in with another muster, or if he's gonna just sit on that.
Oh, I think he won't. But interesting from Jason here. So I like Jason's
Just
move.
going for it.
I think with the
Coin
must.
Dr. Boom.
Yeah, I like this a play a lot. I don't know if I'd go with the Coin Dr. Boom. I mean, we'll see what Slimsh does, but killing off the Golden Recruit, and that's the key. Keeping the Golden Recruit dead. I like that play. That's
Sends a
definitely,
message.
it definitely sends a message. It's a strong play from Jason, and I think Jason's going to be too worried about a Quartermaster coming down to play Dr. Boom. So he'll probably swipe this turn. And Slimsh might just float 2 mana here. He might just Hero Power.
Yeah.
If he plays another muster, he's
Well, he plays him
really-
with another muster, the game's kind of over.
Yeah, I mean then those Quartermasters become very awkward. He's not. I don't think he's gonna get that greedy. He's gonna play the guy. And if you're Jason here, it's a little awkward because you have to swipe. It's turn 5. You can't leave up 4 minions. I don't think you have an option here. He's thinking about it though, and I mean, if Jason reads, yeah, he's gonna swipe. Okay. So the extra Wild Growth didn't do a whole lot in terms of immediacy, but he was able to squeeze it in. So now he can play Dr. Boom on curve. Again, won't have a huge impact because we see the Big Game Hunter in Slimsh's hand. So another muster for battle.
That's a bummer.
And a slight misplay. He didn't attack first.
He didn't attack first, you're right.
So he missed 1 damage. A lot that that's a little bit of pressure. The quarter we see there's no Quartermaster, but from the Druid's perspective,
There's no way to know.
there's no way to know, and it's terrifying. And this Dr. Boom's gonna come down. Again, BGH is gonna come down immediately, and or he could acquire.
Or it's just gonna quality.
So
Yep.
there's really not a
Although,
lot.
what else would you use the BG?
Right.
BGH is just going to become a dead card.
Yeah, the Rag has been kind of no one plays Rag in, so he's gonna attack in first. I guess he's going to BGH and. Okay, so now he's gonna use his weapon. Ooh. I think if you're Jason, you want those to be hitting minions and not the face.
Absolutely.
But then again, Jason's got the wombo and the combo, and he's got 2 of the combo, so I think he's just looking for a little more face damage, and he's in business.
It's true.
A little again more pressure from Slimsh. That BJ, it's a great top deck for Jason because he can handle the next turn Dr. Boom.
Keeper and Shredder, now that he knows he can't play around the Quartermaster, but since it's not there, this is a great board for Jason.
With his hand, but there is Tyrion and maybe using that
Yeah.
that Keeper a little
Keeper.
hastily. I was gonna mention that. Tyrion's always concerned, but Jason I think is just he's playing for the win right here. Because if
Right.
these don't get cleared, and I mean, he could have quality consecrate, but who's gonna see that? You think Slimsh
And
is
Tyrion, he's still a turn behind for Tyrion.
right? And so I wonder. I bet I would not be surprised if Slimsh qualities here because Slimsh has got to be worried about the Wombo combo. So he's gonna. I mean, I think Slimsh is going for the definitely going for the board clear.
Gonna double consecrate, or do you think he's gonna run his minions in?
Okay, so this is another. He can't double consecrate, but he
Right.
can.
You can equality.
He can equality, which I find odd because he should have done that first. If he face takes these two, he'll be at 18 and out of combo range, and Jason will be in a bit of an awkward spot. And if you're Jason, I just don't think you can throw down this BGH.
Wait, out of com. If he hits you, no, he doesn't.
Oh, he didn't. So is he dead? No, he's not dead.
No.
Just barely.
He would have been if he had taken the damage off. He would have been.
And so if you're Jason here, yeah, I mean, it's turn 8. That's Lanhand's turn. That's Tyrion turn. What do you do? I mean, are you?
All from Pen-
I don't know. I feel like
Well, you don't want to blow everything too soon. You get him down to 2 health, but just like you said, that is Lanhand's turn. So what does it even matter? So this way you at least see what you're dealing with.
right. And Tyrion honestly is going to be pretty devastating. I think.
Yeah.
It's going to be rough. I maybe we're not doing the math. Finally, the quartermaster shows up. Slimsh is probably not happy to see him. This has got to be a Tyrion turn. I don't see any way around it. I guess he may be considering consecrate. You could clear this board, and then you're getting rid of that pesky shade. Tyrion comes down. Not a
Yeah.
lot of.
He saw the keeper come out early.
Right. Sure. I think that was the correct play. Wow. So now Jason can just.
Now he can just blow it. Yeah.
He can just go nuts. And I think Slimsh has got to be thinking, Jason's he's 12 cards in. So he used Wombo combo, which in itself is unlikely he has. And then he's going to use it next turn.
Just has it again.
So this is a lot of face damage though. I mean, but the Paladin, what is it going to do?
He's not going to do 12 damage next turn.
Right. So Jason.
Well, he's going to have 5. He has to do extra 7. Still not going to happen.
He's gonna put the pressure on. He's throwing Slimsh on the burner. All right, is he gonna unveil a shade? I think you do. I mean, so what?
Why
He's
not?
2 silver. He's dead. So is this impossible? Yeah. So knowing the hand, there is nothing.
Can't be done.
Yeah, there's no way around it. So, an impressive Druid versus Paladin game. Jason ties up the series. We're gonna see, we're gonna see Slimsh fight for life, but it's not gonna be enough. And I think if I Slimsh, I'd be pretty tilted if I saw Force.
Yeah.
I mean, that's
Absolutely.
crazy. That is 13 cards in, and that's.
And he's
4.
real close too. Only 5 off lethal.
So if I'm,
Well
so
played.
oh man, if I'm Slimsh, I'm pretty.
Well, he showed the Force of the Savage Roll though.
I think if you show this, I mean, if you show both
Oh, okay.
forces,
Well, that was
you're
close.
assumed to have both Savage Roars. And he already won, so it doesn't matter.
BM overkill.
I like your thinking, Necro. Honestly, I think there is a place for BM. It can get people tilted, especially with the unlikelihood of having both Force of Nature Savage Roars. All right, so we are 2 games in. The series tied. Jason has a win with his Druid. Slimsh has a win with his Mage. Both players are going to reselect decks. I mean, I guess Slimsh could bring back the Paladin. If you're Slimsh, what are you thinking? You see Hunter, Mage, Warlock.
You've got a Golden Paladin, so clearly you have a lot of faith in it.
Right. He has faith in the light, if you will.
I see what you
I
did
said he has faith in. Okay. Anyway, yeah. I mean, honestly, Face Hunter kind of wrecks Paladin, especially the slower control variants.
Yeah, so maybe he throws out the Warrior.
The Warrior,
I think
But
Slimsh
again,
should
you
bring
don't
the Warrior.
want to blow the Warrior too soon.
bringing back the Paladin.
Bring
All
him
right,
back,
so
yeah.
we're gonna see Warlock.
There's also a recent post on competitive HS about how to approach the Conquest format, and I forget exactly who wrote it. It might have been Hoj, but I don't think so. But they advocated just sticking with one until
Oh
you get
yeah,
the win
that
with
was
it.
Hoj actually. Yes.
That was Hoj. Okay.
Yeah, that's a great point. I think it's interesting. I mean, he brought up the two strategies of the scout strategy
Scout one, yeah.
or we throw out your strongest class, see what they have.
You can only do so much with that though.
Right.
With
Or
the,
you
the
stick-
scout strategy seems pretty desperate because at best you've scouted one deck.
Right. Or you stick with it and you get the guaranteed win with that one counter. And
Right.
honestly, it looks like Slimsh is taking the latter where he's sticking with the paladin. I'm not a paladin expert at all, and I don't know this matchup very well, but I think Jedi Ninja, who's a paladin expert, he says that paladin wrecks Zoo.
But the faster, more mid-range one
Yeah.
does. But the
The
control one has trouble. That mind control tech could be really important.
Oh
Yeah,
yeah,
that's-
sure.
oh,
That
yeah.
mind control tech's going to be incredible. What do you
Interesting, we didn't see that last round.
It looks like Slimsh is playing the faster. I mean, what do you think? Do you think this is the faster one?
I have no idea. I think it's tech for Warlock.
Yeah, that mind control tech, and now we're seeing a juggler. We're seing a.
And it's
Shred-
not a zoo,
Oh,
it's a
hello.
demon. It's a demon zoo.
It is a demon
real.
zoo. What are you playing here, Jason?
Well,
I
I
guess
would
you're
go-
gonna play knife juggler.
Interesting.
Jason,
I would have gone egg for because you got
I
the
would've gone
Usurper
egg,
in
too.
hand.
right? So Jason, I agree with that. I think you want to play around the shielded arm, the shielded mini bot, and
Well, I guess technically you could think of the juggler as playing around it because he might pop the shield
right.
on it.
Okay, fair enough.
Oh, this is nice. This is good juggler value. He throws down both. No, just going for the egg.
So I guess you throw down the egg and see where it hits. If it hits face, then
You put the juggler down though. That's
Yeah,
3
yeah.
damage. If you play the juggler and
right,
Abusive Sergeant.
right, yeah, yes, you're absolutely right. You throw the juggler down. Why would you do the egg? That's a great point. Yeah, I don't know how it and it went face. So that's I guess
It's gonna have to trade. Yeah. I guess it makes sense if you if you value activating your egg more than. So if he plays the Abusive Sergeant right now, I'm lost.
I guess it depends on how aggressive you play your zoo and how aggressive your zoo's built. We see Mal'Ganis in it, so it looks like it's a little bit more control-y.
I agree.
Consecration can be rough, and Slim Shear.
Oh, bummer.
I think he's gonna coin out the Shredder. I think it's a pretty straightforward play. He's got to sit on the mind control tech. There's gonna be value somewhere.
Oh, absolutely. Right now, Jason's excited about that Void Caller Mal'Ganis, but the the Game Hunter, puts a kibosh on that.
Yeah. The question is, does Slim throw down the big game hunter? And it looks like he's gonna throw down the mind control tech. I don't know how. What do you guys
Interesting.
think about this?
Well, it's on curve, I guess, but I'm not sure.
It seems
I
like.
guess if he coins, he doesn't technically have a turn 3 play. If it was me, honestly, I would just hero power because then you can't, even if you can activate the egg, you can't kill it.
Right. And it looks like he's thinking. Yeah. So I
Yeah.
think that's a great play by Slimsh. I think you've teched in the mind control tech. I think that's what it's there for. The Void Terror. Wow.
Wow.
This is gonna be some value.
Goes to face.
Yep, go to face,
Yep.
and he doesn't
Oh.
kill off the sergeant. Interesting play.
Interesting.
Yeah. So he gets the 5/5. He's got a 5/5, a 4/4, and 2/1.
I'm surprised he
is sitting
went
there
based
like,
on that.
what just happened? Wham bam, thank you, ma'am. I think it's just gonna be Shredder time, but Shredder's just a little weak here.
Ooh, wow.
So that's the perfect curve. If I'm Jason, I think I'm just playing Void Caller.
Void Caller
Yeah.
doing damage. I'm
Yeah,
surprised that he went for the Void Caller, or that he didn't try to use his Void Terror. I see that card so
He's drop-
seldom. Yeah, that he didn't Void Terror his Void Caller.
I think it was just too good of a curve on that egg.
That's
I mean, his
true.
board's
That's
a
true.
little weak. He had an egg sitting out there
Wow.
like an idiot.
Does he know something about the MC tech in his Slim's hand?
That's incredible. That's a great point, Necro. He played. I don't know if he played around the MC Tech or if he's sitting on the abusive for a reason. That is a great point.
I think just throwing the Abusive out for 2 extra face damage is pretty, especially with the Knife Juggler in your hand. I think it's just not the right call.
Ooh. Wow. So he's gonna get an Armor Smith behind a Sludge Belcher, and that's gonna be 2 guaranteed life. So let's
wow.
see.
Yeah, another.
So he gets the Void Tear. So if
So
I'm
if
him,
he can create a BGH target here, then he could shield his
Oh.
Mal'Ganis from that.
I mean,
Well,
how do you think he's playing? Or I mean, you think Jason's gonna bait the BGH? I mean, that's pretty next level. I gotta.
Well, I guess with equality, that's the only thing that can stop Mal'Ganis, really.
Right, and he's got the demons for Mal'Ganis to get buffed. So he's gonna hit this. He's gonna attack. I think you just take this out and then you decide what you want to do. I think if I'm him, I just play the Defender of Argus here.
No, I'll avoid Terror
Really?
just to get Mal'Ganis down because you don't want Void Caller getting the Void Terror.
My shield.
Oh.
Yeah, this play I
That's
like.
true. That would have you would have had not just the Void Terror on the board. You would have had a Void Terror buffed by Mal'Ganis. So the
Slim's
BGH
just
would have
got
gone for one of them.
a packed hand. He's got 2, 4, 6, 8, 9 cards. So Slim's just sitting on options here. This one is an odd one.
I think he's taking his time. I think he really wants value out of that mind control.
He could, and honestly, I wonder if Jason's gonna get suspicious. You know, I know in Arena when I see my opponent not kill off things and not play aggressive, I get a little
Start to wonder.
suspicious.
Yeah.
Well, Imp being boss, I mean, I think we're gonna see 4 minions out here. I just think that Jason's gonna just extend.
Well, so. Oh, interesting.
I mean, the 6 has got to go to face. I think you do kill off the 1/4, prevent
I think that's
more
correct.
armor.
The question is, do you Void Terror now and get your Mal'Ganis and then hit hit the face for 8? No?
I mean, to be completely honest, and he's gonna trade off the 3/3.
Okay.
Oh,
wow.
great juggle. That is the best juggle. So now here comes the mind control tech's gotta come down, right? Mind control Ek and
Oh,
Aldor.
Aldor's.
Great turn.
He's got lots
What's
of
he gonna
answers.
get?
So there's a
He's gonna get-
50-50. He's gonna get a great minion, and he gets the.
Oh, you got the best one.
That is probably the best one because this Aldor is going to debilitate the Void Terror. Again, the Owl won't do anything to that because owling your Void Terror is a bad play.
Wow, that's huge.
That is a huge mind control tech, and now Jason, who is looking in control, is now, definitely falling behind. I don't think I would attack the 1/3 with that juggler out. That juggler might snipe it. Yeah, I think that's a good
I
play.
think silencing the Void Terror might still be the right call, though. Unless you want to just power overwhelming.
Okay. Yeah, so I think he's gonna sit on the owl for Tyrion. He's now at turn 8.
Yeah, that's
Tyrion's a
definitely
concern.
Yeah.
But this board's looking kind of awkward, and there's not many ways to activate these expensive minions without that Void Walker or Void Caller? Void Caller. I'm sorry.
Lots of Void
Lots of
action.
Void. Just a
Warlock.
lot of Void going around in that Warlock deck. The Terror isn't. I mean, he's gonna power overwhelming and drop the Terror, I guess, and that's probably just gonna get beat. I wonder if he'll get a BGH out of that. He could probably get the BGH off that. So yeah, he's gonna pop this Caller. Caller.
Mm-hmm.
And then Void Terror. Is he owling? Wow, I don't really know what he's doing here.
Me either.
I think he's trying to decide if he wants to just start going face. Again, we see the land hands going face is a bad idea. I think you want to control the board. I mean, the Paladin just blew 5 cards. Like,
Going for it.
pretty weak on cards, so... and honestly, this BGH is going to be pretty brutal.
Yeah, but a BGH on
Oh,
the 9/8.
wow.
There's the
Do
must...
you even bother with the BGH with this? Yeah, okay. Love the BGH.
Look at the BGH, and that might just be game. That's just really hard to come back from. I mean, he's got the heals, and he's got the board presence. I think Zoo's in trouble. The Void Caller coming a little too late. He can Void Caller, throw out the Imp Game Boss. But, I mean, that's a lot of damage on board, too. That's 9, 12, 14, 15. So he's 2 off lethal. So, oh, man, this is ugly. This is getting real ugly. He's gonna try to kill the...
I guess he's gonna take out the looker.
Oh, he loses Caller. I think that's probably okay, honestly. Oh, and that he just played around lethal right there. So if you're Slim, I think you lock this down. You run the shielded minibot in. You just play your the combo with the muster, and you just you'll kill him next turn pretty easily. I don't think there's a lot of ways for Zoo to come back once it loses board. So yeah, he's just gonna lock down board, put in a solid.
They survive one more turn with Mal'Ganis.
It's not something that is common, but a Hellfire. Actually, I guess the Hellfire doesn't really help. But
Yeah, the Hellfire would kill him. Yeah. So Jason, I think he may have overreached a little bit going.
it's hard not to though.
Oh,
hard
it's
to do
totally
to make
hard
sure you
not to.
stand
And I mean
for
that
minions.
mind control tech is really crippling. That's a tough card.
That's quite the card to get in your opening hand against Zoo.
Yeah. So Slimsh knocking out Paladin and knocking out his mage. So he's got Warrior and Warlock, and we're on game 3. I mean, Slimsh is 1 game away from taking the series 3-1. Jason, what do you think Jason's gonna do here?
Personally, I know he doesn't have a lot of faith in that Hunter.
I was just talking to him. He doesn't have faith in the mage either. So he's not having a lot of faith in Hunter or mage. So he might go back to the Druid, or the Warlock rather. But the problem is if Slimsh plays Handlock here, that's gonna wreck Zoo. I mean, if you play
Slimsh
Hunter,
has
Slimsh
there's
plays
no
Warrior.
reason for Slimsh to play Warrior here.
Yeah, I mean, if I'm Slimsh, I just play Warrior. You know, Dan's you're a Warrior expert. How do you think Warrior handles Zoo?
I've been getting wrecked pretty hard by it
By Zoo.
these days. Yeah.
Okay. So maybe
I mean, if he's bringing some whirlwinds, then that might change things a little bit. But in general, clearing that board is just too
so difficult. Right.
Especially when they throw up all those taunts, you can't actually send your weapons into the ideal targets.
Right. So Slimsh does bring the Warrior. Jason going back to the
Interesting.
to the Zoo, and I think Jason actually might have out-selected here. I think this was a really good call by Jason, because you know, if he brought Hunter and Slimsh brought Warrior, it's a automatic loss.
My guess is that Slimsh was expecting a face Hunter.
I think so too. I agree with that.
Although honestly, the Mech Mage matchup it's still favored over Warrior.
Is it? Okay.
I think so.
I mean, you're the Warrior. Yeah. I mean, I play Mech Mage, and it's definitely difficult for the Mech Mage.
I'm generally not worried when I play a Mech Mage, but I don't know that I'm favored.
Right. Sure. So we see an unstable goal and Ascension in this Warrior, so it's very anti-aggro, and that may present a huge issue for Jason.
I hope that we have a little everyone get in here action.
Yeah, everyone should get in here. I mean, the unstable goal is definitely running that deck. I don't know about the Ascension. It might just be
it's
a
not the
defense.
one. Yeah, the one I'm running these days, which is absolutely not for my own mind. It's not.
I think the unstable goal is there for the face hunter matchup.
Yeah, and Ascension's really tough on Face Hunter. I mean, this is a definite.
This is an anti-face hunter deck.
Yeah,
absolutely.
and I think what's going to happen here is I think Jason is going to see that, and assuming Jason wins, and we see a Sea Giant. Okay, so
is a
assuming
perfect
Jason wins,
egg,
I think
yeah.
Jason's going to bring Tempo Mage. I think he'll be too scared to bring Face Hunter, or at least I would.
Absolutely.
Yeah. So we see Alex draws. So it definitely looks like a control warrior deck with just a lot of anti-aggro. Jason dropping down the egg over the knife juggler. Interesting that he's playing
That
it.
makes sense because the ghoul can just trade for the knife juggler.
Oh, that's a fair point. Yep, good call. I did not think about that. Yeah, so he's playing the eggs here. I don't know how I feel about. I think I would get a little more greedy with the power overwhelming. You run 2 Void Terrors, which has great power overwhelming synergy. Again, we see the execute. It's an easy way for the.
So if you run Void Terrors, why would you get greedy with it? Wouldn't you? Oh, greedy isn't hold off.
Yeah, I'd hold on the
Yeah,
power
yeah.
overwhelming for the Void Terror, but I haven't played Zoo in like many months, so I'm out of touch with Zoo. Ooh, and a golden Fiery War Axe drawn. This is looking pretty uphill for Jason now. The Ascension's gonna come down.
It's unfortunate because that's just outside of
Of power overwhelming range, yeah. Although, if he's able to kill,
He's got to kill the ghoul still, right?
right. Oh man, so he needs he needs to go Juggler into Voidwalker into Powerwhelming, and he needs the Juggle to hit the. It's got a 33% chance.
Repeating, of course.
Of course. This is very awkward, I think. I don't know if you go for that Juggle, because you miss it. It's. Oh.
I mean, worst case, if you do Power Overwhelming and kill the Ghoul, he doesn't get good value out of trading with the
4
with the Senjin, yeah, with the 3/4.
Yeah, let's see what he does here.
The Voidwalker would be an interesting choice, because that, I guess, it protects, but it also
it kind of just dies.
right. It does just die. Oh, I don't know if he's playing around a War Axe, but it does eat the War Axe hit.
Right. I do wonder about that play. We do see the Armor Smith, so Slimsh's hand is getting more and more formidable towards the Zoo. But this Zoo, the new Zoo decks, they have legs. As you see the Sea Giant, we've seen Mal'Ganis. I think this probably...
Yeah, the Warrior's not really the Sea Giant's not really reliable against the Warrior, though.
Right, the cheap removal, sure, of the Warrior.
You just need bodies.
Right.
But he's sitting on that Brawl. That's a great pull early on in a Zoo.
Okay.
In any sort of aggro matchup.
Right. He's got the Brawl, he's got the War Axe. I mean, he's got 36 health. Jason's definitely looking a little tough for Jason. And that was going to be an execute. What do you think about that? Is that
I would not do that. I do think that's a little hasty.
All right, so
I think it's there's a little hubris going on.
Little hubris.
So here you can knife juggle into
Implosion's got to be the play. I think he might be worried about the juggles hitting
all the extra armor.
Armor Smith. Wow, I find this Doomguard very surprising. Oh, he missed the Doomguard and the Implosion. Oh, that's ugly. Although,
how about that?
And now Slimsh can actually just kill it with board.
Yeah.
This is just it's really.
I think he was a little too afraid of that armor, especially with the Sea Giant option. He could have knifed. I don't know if he would have had enough. He wouldn't have had enough on the board for the Sea Giant, but it would have been close.
Right, with that Sea Giant in hand, I think you wanted to sit on that Implosion, but again, Jason has been playing a lot more Zoo than I have recently, so I could be wrong. Slimsh getting a little greedy here with that.
That's a smart play though, because what are they gonna owl your?
I mean, if you're Jason here, he's got 3 cards. I don't think Owl's the worst play here, but he may. I mean, you owl it. You could kill off the Armor Smith. You could go face.
You could owl coin Sea Giant.
Right.
Which, given the hand we're looking at on Slim's side, is not a bad idea.
If he plays the Sea Giant first without owling, that's
and without killing
play. I would be very surprised if he does that, because that gives him a free execute if he had it.
Exactly.
Okay, so he's got to be. I mean, he's definitely conflicted. I think he's trying to save Owl for maybe a Belcher's or a Sylvanas. But he's going to use the Owl. We know the hand, so it's definitely the right play. He's really getting some bodies out there. The Sea Giant's going to come down. This is a pretty strong board for Jason. Strong. And what he's trying to figure out what to attack. Very awkward. I think you pop the egg. He played it out of sequence, unless. Oh man!
Unless he's just gonna go for the.
Oh, he played it out of sequence.
That sequence.
That's awkward. And there's the execute.
Oh no!
One up. That's a huge draw. And he's gonna run it in, and then I think what he might do here is just brawl. And then if he loses the brawl, which is unlikely, but if he loses it, he can throw the execute out. I think you hit the 8/8 and you brawl, and that's just so unfortunate. Jason just so close. So here comes the brawl, and he's gonna hold on to the execute and see what comes out. First out is the Owl, and the 4/4 survives, which actually, honestly, might have been one of the best cards.
But in this case, you still have that Grom.
Right, that Grom's gonna be terrifying. The Owl's gone. What else is gonna?
What are you gonna do? Yeah.
So, and Jason's gonna start tapping himself to death here because his hand's so small. So
And then Alex Strauss is going to be no help when it comes down.
right.
This just
Right.
is not looking good.
I mean, Jason. I think he's played pretty well. He weathered that early anti-aggro tech.
He got off to a rough start initially. He didn't get any of that strong
Yeah.
presence.
And when you're facing down Senjins and
That's true. He
unstable,
was definitely
force,
teched for this, yeah.
Slimsh now, I think we'll probably see the Grom, and this is just going to be. Although, does that power overwhelming take it out? Yeah, it does.
Yeah.
So he can kill it, but I mean, I think that's actually the better play. The Knife Juggler is almost guaranteed a 4 attack. Oh, does that
Still
no?
gonna
do it?
no, it's no good.
That
That
doesn't do
is still useless.
it either. Interesting to see the Shadow Flame.
It's a smart call.
It would have been very helpful in that Paladin game.
Yeah.
So if you're Jason here, this is just very sad. You're gonna lose this. Your Void
Really
Tear
only got one
gets
option.
0 value. I wonder if he's gonna go for
Do you even
face
play the
here
Void Terror?
and then Void Tear, but I think the play is just the trade. I mean, he could go to face and Shadow Flame. I guess that's about as much,
Yeah.
You're sneaking in 8 damage, but at this point it's a warrior and he's at 22 health. You've got to be worried.
I think power overwhelming face Void Terror is actually the correct play. Because
Yeah.
the worst case is that he has a Taskmaster, but I don't know. It's a hard thing to play around, and so here you at least get an 11-11, so he is forced to trade, or if he goes past, then you can really make it pay.
Oh man. So we're gonna see Alex come down, I think, and that's gonna be
Yeah.
pretty much a game ender. I mean, the Mal'Ganis can trade for it, but that's really rough. If Slimsh gets any activation for that execute on this Mal'Ganis, as Dan said with the Cruel Taskmaster, that's gonna pretty
I
much.
think that's the only option that he's got though for it. Everything else,
He might play a Whirlwind. We've seen some anti-aggro attacks.
No, he could just
That's
use
true.
a Death Bite and just go hit Mal'Ganis in the face. Oh, hit
I guess, yeah,
Mal'Ganis.
what does he care if he takes 9 to the face?
Yeah. Oh, that's a great call.
It doesn't bother him at all.
Necro showing how incredibly dumb Dan is. Yeah, that's a better play.
Math.
Yeah, Warrior can take face damage. And so this is looking pretty grim for Jason. I mean, I don't think we're gonna see a way out of it.
I can't think of anything.
Ooh, and he doesn't even
That's
play
not gonna
Mal'Ganis. That's
Oh, it's horrible.
pretty much game.
I wonder what he was looking for. Yeah,
I do. That's a great point. I mean, I guess maybe a BGH or something.
maybe.
He gets the 3. If he drops this flame, it
5/5 Void Terror.
boom.
Rawr.
I guess he's hoping for the trade.
It's
And
what?
It's a 4/4. He doesn't even trade.
Now he's 1 damage off.
Oh yeah,
Interesting call on the 4/4 because that's Death Bite range.
yeah. That was an odd play. I think Jason's just a little rattled.
I agree.
Just a few
Hard
odd
not to be. It
plays.
feels like, honestly, from his end, feels like every movie's made. I think.
Do you know what's gonna happen? He's gonna drop Mal'Ganis here, and he's gonna have huge minions,
Oh.
and he's got a Shadow Flame. Guys, everybody
Guys.
get in here. So he can run this in. He can clear board, and really, he can even.
Yep,
Yeah, I think
1,
he just run this
2,
in
and then
6
the
in. Oh, he
sergeant.
can't Shadow Flame. I'm sorry.
He doesn't
But-
need to
It's,
hit that, and then abusive
Abusive.
sergeant kill.
So he's alive,
Wow.
and he's very much alive.
Not real. I wouldn't say very much because he's about to get executed. If not for that execute, he would be in
Great
great
shape.
shape.
Slimsh's got some. He's got some draw mechanics here.
Yeah,
What?
here we go.
Oh right. Right. Don't take the 9 in your face. That would be the correct play. So here comes the execute. So Jason
Interesting.
needs.
I don't know that I would have executed there. Well, I guess it's fine. But you had the shield block,
and-
and you had. I mean, You could have just shield slammed it, but yeah.
I think you could shield slam the 1-1. I think that would be a fine play. So Jason hanging on to dear life.
I think the play here is to tap.
Yeah, tapping I think would have been the correct play. Or play, Flame Imp and then Shadow Flame the Flame Imp. Oh, you can. Okay, so you can survive, as you guess, by Shadow Flaming his. But he keeps up 3 draws. That's so rough. And these big minions are gonna close it out. I mean, you're against the Control Warrior. Like, and there's the Control Taskmaster.
Taskmaster face.
This is just so rough. Slim's just nailing it. The call. I mean, this is a little. I guess he's looking for a weapon just for the kill.
Yeah.
He doesn't find it. This might
it's not,
be the
it's
kill.
not lethal. It can't be BM.
Can Jason kill himself efficiently, or will he concede? Is the last question, and
Gotta
he's gonna
flame it,
kill
yeah.
himself well. All
There you
right,
go.
so that is game 3. Slimsh prevails over Jason. Slimsh from team Ghost
Two casuals.
taking
He takes
one.
one back
What's up?
from. He takes one back for the Ghost of Casuals when you won your match, John.
Yeah, I mean, I did beat Jing Buddha. It's kind
It's
of
not a big deal, but it did happen.
I mean, yeah, that's a fact. So that's the first game of the triple header, folks.
Up next, we've got Andy, the legendary Andy versus Delta.
Delta
Delta 4-1.
4-1. So do we all have a? Let's see here. We got them up. So let's. It looks like they're browsing their collections. They're getting ready to play. Dan, do you have them?
I do, yeah.
Excellent. Okay.
Andy, it looks to me like Andy's offline, or he's just he's in BattleNet.
Yeah, I'm gonna send a message just to remind him.
They're good. They'll be there. They'll be getting started in just a moment.
All right. Coordinators on top of it. So let's just go over that a little quickly. So Ghost of Casuals, in that first game was 2 teams. The Ghost of Casuals against Archon Storm. Dan and I are both members of Archon Storm. So the Ghost of Casuals right now are up 2-1, as Takawa was able to destroy the ironically named Noob Slayer.
The problem is that Takawa wasn't a noob, clearly.
Yeah. So Takawa, clearly was.
There's your problem.
Slaying. So those 2 teams still have Clark Kent against Adam and Hertz Donut, or Dan, or the other caster against Loomer.
So basically, best case, we're looking at a 2-3.
Yeah.
Clark's good, but so is Lemur. So
Yeah. No, it'll be good. So there's some rivalry there because the Archon Storm split away after their championship win, took the 2 most handsome players,
and least Harry.
Hertz Donut and Verde from the Harry Generals, who are the league champions right now. Ghost of Casuals, of course, were in the league championship last season, and they're a very strong team, led very well by Jing Buddha. So now we've got Andy Rogers against what's his name? Delta
4-1.
Delta 4-1. So these guys are coming from Andy Rogers is from Team Andy. You know you're good when the team's named after you.
It's not even Andy and the players.
No, it's just
Andy.
Andy. and having played, both Dan and I played with him. He made his debut with the Harry Generals last season, and he was he's a very impressive player. Some of you may have caught the championship in which he was able to topple Jing Buddha from his undefeated streak. So Andy Rogers, a very
buckle
good
up, everyone.
player. Pardon?
I said buckle up, everyone, because there's going to be a whole lot of us going, wait, why would he do that?
Yeah. Andy makes incredible plays that we often don't see.
He's a smart guy.
He's a very, very competent player. He really plays patiently, and he reminds me of Life Coach in his play style, in that he plays very slowly, and he really kind of, I think, takes into a lot of different scenarios into account. He's going to be playing against Delta 4-1, who's looking to make a name for himself, taking down one of the league's hottest stars. Delta 4-1, of course, hailing from Top Deck, Team Top Deck, which also has membership. Loafster, Visceral, and Rad Dreams. So some new names and some veterans. Rad Dreams, of course, from the runner-up Gosu Casuals last season. So this should be a really good match. Looking at their decks, Delta 4-1 bringing the Druid, Hunter, Mage, Warlock setup, the exact same lineup that Jason brought, actually. And then Andy bringing Druid, Paladin, Warlock, and Mage. We know that Andy's a very good Paladin player. He's
all about it.
He's often stated that he's very comfortable with it. He's gotten to Legend multiple times with it. So their lineups are pretty similar. There's one difference. It's the Paladin and the Hunter substitution. We have not seen Hunter tonight. The Paladin did come through for Slimsh in the last game, so we'll see what those lineup differences mean.
I'm not too sure about Paladin, but without the Warrior, it seems like Andy might not actually have a strong counter to just super face aggro.
Yeah, that's a great point. I mean, it depends. It really depends on the build. If that mage is Tempo Mage, which seems to be pretty popular in the league meta right now, then maybe he's got a chance. But yeah, that face hunter, if that's Mech Mage, Delta 4-1 could bring the Fury, and it looks like they started. So we're gonna hop in on this game. Let me find these guys. Delta 4-1. All right.
Of course, because of the format. So what? He gets one win with the Hunter, but it doesn't really.
He can't run a train.
Exactly.
Right.
It's not gonna wipe the whole.
Right off the bat, we see two
mages,
and we see Echo of Medivh from Delta 4-1. It's a card I was very excited about when Goblins vs. Gnomes first came out. It doesn't see a lot of play outside of Reynad's Flood Mage. What do you think about that? You think it's got a spot in? And actually, this might be Reynad's Flood Mage. All of those cards are played in Reynad's Flood Mage. So this is shaping up to be a very exciting game. It looks like Andy's bringing the somewhat old Mech Mage list with the Azure Drakes. This will be an interesting matchup because both these decks, while aggro, fight viciously for board control. Both of them really rely on just board control.
Hello.
So we see some greetings.
My guess is
What's up?
My guess is that there's only a couple of mirror entities inside of this deck, so that's unfortunate to get both Mad Scientists followed by a secret.
Yeah, that's a great point, Dan. You hate to draw into your secrets if it's just mirror entities. I think this deck might run a duplicate if it is the Reynad Flood Mage, but I'm not. Oh,
wow.
That is brutal. That is really brutal. And when you're Delta 4-1, you've got Golden Mad Scientists.
Clearly, you're a fan of the Mad Scientists.
I mean, what are you? That's just you want to. The Gold Scientists are so pretty.
Well, this is the second time we see two scientists and two secrets in the starting hand.
True.
It's
remember
true.
Remember the last time?
Clearly, including all of those cards is a misplay from the start.
No, but
the
the person won. Was it Jason? Yeah, Jason won the match when he got this two scientists and secrets.
But yes, Slim
Slim
did end up winning with that terrible double mirror entity start. So Delta 4-1's gonna play the Mech Warper, which we don't see any mechs coming from. Or I'm sorry, Andy played the Mech Warper, and
interesting play, yeah.
Might be a good play, yeah.
It's like, I guess he already knows. This could easily have been a Mech Mage so far.
I agree. I think this could have been, and I think giving a Mech Warper is a little.
Right, that's bold. So this could be a Pilot Shredder coming down, but
we
again,
all talked about Andy Rogers.
Right.
An accomplished player. So
don't try this at home, though.
Yeah, do not try this at home.
I do.
Mech Warper, unless your BattleNet tag says Andy Rogers, you should probably just
go with the more reasonable play.
Just calm down. So he's gonna kill off the Mech Warper. I think Andy definitely has the momentum, even though his board's a little weak. Knowing Mech Mage really comes into its own around turn 4. Without the Blast Mage, it's a little less strong. But again, he's got that Water Elemental, and what?
Yeah, that's not a. Correct me if I'm wrong. That's not a super common thing to include, is it?
It's played in. I played in my Mech Mage deck list. I like it a lot, and why I like it is because it is so good with trading down.
Right.
It can just take out 2 or 3 minions without dying.
It also, I mean, that's kind of the end of your day as a warrior.
Yeah,
if
if you
there's
freeze out
both
the
a
base.
snow chugger and a water elemental down,
Right.
unless you've got some way to execute a shield slam, that's a bad day.
Right, that's a great point. And so we see Andy trading, which is what the Mech Mage does. It fights for board control. Delta 4-1,
Oh,
that's a Mimron's head, folks.
Too bad. Man, that would have been way nicer for Andy to pick up.
Yeah, too bad that's not.
Pretty useless.
That is going to be. It's still a. This is kind of funny.
2, 4, 5.
It is a 2-4.
2-4-5, but you get better at those unstable portals. Actually, last week I was. Oh, and here's the Blast Mage. Although he's got no way to.
Yeah, it doesn't work out though. He can do the Annoyatron Tinker Town though, and there's nothing wrong with that.
That's a very efficient.
Although-
looks like he's going to do that, and that's going to
Yeah.
block out this 3-1.
It's really not. Yeah, there's no need to ping when you've got the Annoyatron down there.
Yeah, so right now, I mean, we see Delta 4-1. He's kind of bluffing. He's kind of held up at this point with a terrible start, but he's going to eventually have to start using these awful cards in his hand. Dr. Boom is a little early to the party. He needs to wait. So I think
the Mirror Entity is going to come down. Yeah.
Here comes the Mirror Entity, and that's actually pretty strong against Andy's hand. Both of these are pretty high value minions, and I think he has to play a Water Elemental here. I would be surprised if he doesn't. He's got the Fireball, so he can deal with it next turn. This Blast Mage, I mean, there's not any mechs in sight, so the Blast Mage is sitting there a little sad. Nothing to combo off of.
Hey,
Again,
I want to point out for the viewers real quick that the overlay is backwards. Actually, we've got Andy Rogers on the bottom for the viewers, and Delta for One is on the top.
oh, okay.
And so we'll get that swapped up for the next game. All right,
All
sorry
right.
to hold you up there.
No,
no problem.
That's great.
So he's going to go for the trade here instead of the Fireball. What do you think about that?
I think that's a great play. I think that's the correct play. What I think he's thinking about is dropping the Blast Mage and trading into it and leaving a Blast Mage in a 4/4, but he's not going to do that.
I think the Water Elemental is a better call because although I think he does know that he's looking at a Mirror Entity. He already had to face one.
Right. And now these scientists are going to come out and they're going to be real sad, because they're useless. They're not doing any scientists. They're not doing any science.
There's no science to be done.
They're just mad. You know, they got
Science
nothing to do.
is-
And he draws into the duplicate. So he is drawn into.
Interesting. He's going to duplicate his scientist. Because Andy is not silly enough to try and.
Andy, if I could describe Andy, it would be not silly. That would be.
He's a pro.
He's not silly. The man does not mess around.
He's used one word to describe himself.
Delta 4-1, though, I must say, Delta 4-1 is doing a wonderful job just sort of floating above water. He's had a really rough hand. He's drawn terribly. And he's just done a great job of kind of stalling the Freeze Mage. Or, I'm sorry, the Mech Mage. And he can actually give him
That's
a
interesting.
scientist,
Yeah.
which will be useless. So a
Yep.
pretty smart play by Delta 4-1 here. And yeah, I really like that turn from Delta 4-1. I don't think
Interesting.
Andy has another secret. And there is a mech. So now the Blast Mage has got the go ahead to go nuts on this board. I think you're gonna want to trade your minions and leave a bunch of weak minions. So if I'm Andy here, you drop the Clockwork. You want to probably run the 3/5 or the 2. I think you want to weaken.
I would trade these, yeah.
Yeah, probably run the 3. I think he wants to. Oh, we'll see what he does here. So this is going to duplicate something,
Double
and
duplicate. Interesting.
I think he thinks it's counterspell. And now Delta's going to get Water Elementals, which are actually a very high quality minion against the Mech Mage.
In general, they are, but not at this current juncture.
Right. I mean, yeah, they're not.
Wow, what is left?
A counterspell. So this is a 5 secret, at least a 5 secret.
That's really too bad for him because I'm sure Kieran Tors are gonna be showing up later.
Oh, that's a great point. That is
It's really unfortunate.
I mean, I think Delta 4-1 drew this deck backwards.
It looks that way.
Yeah.
Well, I don't know. The mad scientists were right on time.
Do you know what's hilarious? So he's gonna play this Dr. Boom. Andy's gonna think it's duplicate, and he might try to fireball it. I mean, Andy
Yeah.
may time rewind the Blob and
I
Blast
think
Mage.
I think that's exactly what he's gonna do.
Okay. Yeah, yeah. Andy's okay. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
Honestly, he'll probably time rewind. Well, I don't know.
What to do?
You can drop the Blast Mage again, but you can also heal your Water Elemental for 3.
Yeah, that's fair. That's totally fair. And here's a Frostbolt. So I wonder if his instinct to Fireball this is gonna. So he's gonna test for.
He's gonna check for Ice Block?
I think
Ice
he's
Bear?
gonna test.
Bear?
He also may just want to make sure these
Vaporize.
minions- Pardon?
Well, if you're testing
Oh,
for Vaporize, wouldn't you use your Clockwork?
I think he's gonna try to time rewind this 5-4, and that's why he doesn't want to lose the 2-1. The other thing we need to consider is he doesn't want these boom bots to kill the 3-3 without it getting an attack in. So
Oh, he's just gonna go face.
yeah,
Interesting.
so he's got a lot of burn. Honestly, Andy's hand is very odd, and killing off this means he probably won't time rewind. And there goes the water.
Oh, that was the worst case.
That is pretty bad. I mean, killing off the 5-4 would be best. So he's gonna stealth it, and that's gonna
That's gonna counterspell.
Trigger
So
the
then he can
counterspell.
Frostbolt and ping.
Right, fireball and ping.
Oh, you think he'll Fireball to kill it and ping?
Yeah. So he without any hesitation plays the fireball. He expected the counterspell. Oh, so I guess he's freezing here.
That's what I was thinking.
And you know what? I mean, like this. Oh my gosh!
Wow.
So Andy is gonna lose this 5-1, and this is Flood Mage. That is the mirror image, which is the trademark of the Flood Mage. The Echo Medivh might start getting really good value here. So Delta 4-1 is gonna lock this game out
Yeah.
pretty hard. And the thing is,
Interesting. He left the 5-1 sitting there.
I
oh,
very
he's
much
got the duplicate.
disagree with that. But
I think it's because he's sitting on the duplicate. So
I
he thinks
think-
he's
he played it at a point where
It was obvious what it was.
Well, I think Andy might think it's counterspell because he played it right after the counterspell was procced. So if I
Oh,
was
you're right. Yeah, you're absolutely right.
Delta, I would expect if I was Andy, I would expect that to be counterspell because when you see a secret play it immediately after, and the timer rewinder is going to come back. So I think Delta was a little bit punished. I think he was a little greedy, and with 9 guaranteed burn damage in the hand from Andy, Delta's he's on a really strict timer. Wow, so Delta is going to have a big turn here. I think you ping it off. Oh, you're gonna see, right, he's got a gold. Oh wow, that's a
Oh,
that's a card that is in Hearthstone.
That
It is
card-
called Nightblade, folks.
that is. At one point or another, someone in Arena has played that card.
So Andy is looking at lethal. He did not. So wow, this
This really got out of hand fast.
this
for
got
him.
out of hand really fast. I gotta say, I'm really happy to see Flood Mage brought. It's not a deck, and so Andy playing.
I think it worked mainly because of its surprise factor, because the secrets actually worked as
Right.
they were actually secret.
I think this was almost a worst case scenario in terms of drawing for Delta 4-1, but this shows the power of Flood Mage. And honestly, this deck is, I'm glad to see it played. I think it's a very good deck. Reynad went
What to do?
when he first played it. I think
Well, it's because Reynad wins games.
Reynad wins games, but Reynad went I think he went 14-1 with it when he first played it in Legend.
Wow.
So it's a competent deck. I think
That's
Andy
huge,
is
yeah.
going to
Well played.
I was calling
Andy's going to
it.
survive, but we'll see. Oh, he just conceded. He didn't realize, but Delta didn't actually have lethal. And if he had tracked those duplicates on the water elementals, he actually should have known Delta's hand. But
Oh, I think I wouldn't be surprised if he just
wants to get out.
I guess he could have top decked the
So-
fireball.
So Delta bringing the unexpected mage deck, it pays off. Andy,
Yeah.
I think, probably was pretty confused in that game. There's a lot of surprise factor, and the Flood Mage was able to hold on for the victory. So Delta 4-1 striking first blood.
Worth pointing out too that I guess maybe only. Well, there was a couple lucky moments there. The Nimron's head for 2 for a 4/5 is pretty solid,
Right.
and the Boombots did exactly what they needed to do as well.
The Boombots were the swing. I completely agree with that. They killed off that water elemental, and they just put that Blast Mage into just ping range. Perfect.
I think the plan was absolutely to try and just take a hit somewhere, make sure the water elemental.
Survive.
I think maybe it was a little greedy actually, because I think maybe he was expecting it to take one hit.
Right.
and then bring it back to the hand. But
Okay, I see what you see. Yeah, I see what you mean. I mean, it was definitely playing around. Dr. Boom is just so difficult to play around. It's tough. So Delta 4-1, we got a gold on gold matchup, folks. We got some.
Tyrion's not gold. What
they're
is this?
doing with these classes. And so we see the Paladin from Andy and the
Dark Bomb. What are we looking at? Is this
I
going to be
think we're
some
looking
crazy
at
demons?
I think we're looking at a handlock, and we are.
Okay.
So, in the olden days, prior to GVG, the
Wow.
Paladin was extremely favored. However, the Paladin has gotten a lot more aggressive, and
Especially this Paladin.
right. I mean, you see a Kaghammer, you see a Kazan. It doesn't have quite as much control aspect to it, and so I think
Interesting that Andy brought a Paladin list playing a Kazan or Kazan. What?
I mean, to his credit,
What's Delta's other?
Delta's got Hunter and Mage, so Kazan's gonna.
Oh, he does have a Hunter. I guess he was worried about the Hunter, but the Druid and Warlock.
Right.
I'm surprised that he went for that list.
Right. So he's going to throw out the Shredder here. He's going to try to apply pressure, but as we see in Delta's hand, he's got the 4-drop. He's got the Mountain Giant. He's got the Twilight Drake. He's got a lot of answers. He's got, the taunts. He's got the
Go
control.
for it, yeah.
Without hesitation, we see the Mountain Giant come down, and that is not going to be, Andy does not have a quality. He doesn't have a BGH, and this is going to get awkward.
Well, the best thing he does have is, and I'm surprised he didn't play this last turn, was the Coghammer.
Yeah.
Well,
Well,
I
I
can
think
at
he
least buy him
wanted,
a couple turns.
I mean, if he played it last turn, it would have given the shield to the Shielded Minibot.
Oh, you're right.
Right. So now he's going to hit it in, play
Right.
the Cogmaster, get another shield, and it goes to the Great One. So and now he can actually kill this. Wow, that
Wow, he's
Cogmaster.
going for
Not
it.
usually seeing a lot of value in a control matchup, but that certainly paid off. But I must
Look at all
say,
those
taking
gold
8 to the
cards.
face is never fun. Yeah, so we see Delta with a lot of different options. I think, the gold... I think with the gold Warlock, I think, he's probably got it through Handlock. He's probably very comfortable with it. I don't see any demons in it, so this might just be an OG
I think this
Handlock.
is just, standard.
Yeah, and the light well coming down,
Ooh.
not a good drop. Nothing. I mean, that's going to heal him, but the Handlock wins by just overwhelming the board. A good, he's got the Belchers. He's got the right tempo.
Still got a little time. If he, an equality at the right time here could go a long way.
Oh, for sure. Absolutely.
I feel like
Sylvanix is a pretty
Delta's
good
not-
top deck.
Yeah.
It's gonna be right on curve, and it's gonna deal with that Belcher very easily. We did see, or no, that was from. Did Andy have the owl? That was Slinch, right? We haven't seen Andy's Paladin.
Correct.
Oh, but
Hey!
speaking of which, so Andy's probably ecstatic to see that. The question is he gonna wait for the Twilight Drake? And I think if I'm him, I would wait because you could turn 6 the Thurston, and it's behind a taunt.
Mhm.
Yeah, so it looks like he's gonna kill the Sylvanas with his face, and it's gonna take one of these kind of bad minions. It'd be interesting if he takes the Lightwell. I'd love to see that. Oh, okay, that's unfortunate. I think the Lightwell in a handlock would be really interesting because it would really make the life taps pretty free.
Yeah, I don't think it would be interesting. I think it would just win.
So the top deck Mountain Giant is great, but you got to deal with the Thurston. He does have a way. It's a little inefficient. He's going to have to use a Dark Bomb and a Mortal Coil. I don't know if he's going to... He will do it, it looks like. And that Owl's going to pay off. So here comes the Dark Bomb. He's going to run the 1-2 in, and he's going to Mortal Coil. I'm a little surprised to see it last, but I guess he wanted the 1 extra health on the Twilight Drake. And I guess that is
that's
correct.
fair. What is he gonna? Yeah, he would have 4 mana left regardless, and what else would he play for 4
Right.
mana?
Totally fair. So the Owl is going to come down for sure. He'll face tank the 4, and that's going to be a dead 4/9. He's got 6 mana to play with, so he could probably hero power throw the Sludge Belcher. If he just starts hero powering enough, he does have that 4 mana Quartermaster,
Yeah.
which can be a lot of pressure on a handlock without a Shadow Flame. And as we see, Delta does not have a Shadow Flame. I will
And
say
he'd already
though,
blow that Hellfire.
Andy, if Andy loses this board, Andy's really got an awkward hand. The Kazan's useless. The Quartermaster needs targets, and those consecrations are pretty lonely without an equality.
Especially in a handlock.
Especially in a handlock. So yeah, it's really a question of how is Delta's going to deal with this board. I don't think Delta's feeling any pressure. You know, the Paladin's not known for burst. He's really tapping a lot. He's got a huge hand. He's probably going to drop this Mountain Giant, I would say. Maybe throw down the Sun Fury. What else?
At this point, I'm a little surprised you don't just throw down the Rag. Although I guess you got options.
I think this board, you know, you've got 2-1, a Light Well, and a 1-1. So Rag only has really just one good target.
It's
I mean,
true.
I guess if it hits
It's true,
face-
but he's just such a. You have the Giant, so that's fair.
Right. I think the Giant is a little more controllable, but I mean, oh, wow. So if Andy uses the BGH, and that is correct, I mean, that's a huge top deck. Andy, I think Andy's going to get one more hero power in.
Hero power in the Mystic, yeah.
Faster. But he might just want to get that out. I would just drop the Kazan and hero power.
I absolutely would too, because then you've got 2 throwaway minions that add up to 8 attack.
Right,
to deal
and,
with the next
and
giant.
he's going to apply some pressure. Delta without a board clear, and that's pretty
He's
big.
thinking about Molten Giant damage right now, it looks like.
Yeah, he's trying to calculate it. I mean, we're going up to 9 mana, so Molten Giants are definitely a consideration.
He's got both in his hand, so
Right.
I wonder if he's going to take him beyond. I think he's going to leave him there.
If he goes if he hits,
If he goes to 14, if he hits with the Owl, yeah,
is he
okay.
gonna drop the Kazan? If he drops the Kazan, he plays into a board clear. He doesn't, so nice play there. Not too greedy. He's playing it slow. He's got full board control. With the Quartermaster, how much damage is that? That's 6 plus 3. That's 9 plus 6. That's 15. So he and with the consecrations, Andy's got easy lethal if Delta doesn't put up some big taunts.
He is sitting on that Sun Fury, though.
Yeah, he's got the Sun Fury, he's got the Defender, he's got the Moltens, he's got the Healbot, he's got a lot of responses, but this board is accumulating, and he doesn't have the board clears. So we already saw one Hellfire. I mean, I wonder what he's going to do here. So Loatheb and Dark Bomb.
Well, the Dark Bomb's a...
Loatheb and Dark Bomb is just enough, I think. What is that? So that's going to be 5 plus 6. That's 11. So if he top decks a True Silver, he's dead. And that's game.
Wow.
Wow. That is game. So Andy with the surprise burst.
Andy Rogers doing the things he does.
Yeah, I mean that's the top deck, and honestly against Molten or against Handlock, that's really huge.
I'm really surprised by the last play by Delta.
I agree. I completely agree. I think it was very greedy.
I think it was a little greedy because I think he just had issue with not being able to taunt up both Molten Giants.
Yeah, I think it was greedy, and honestly, when you're playing as a paladin, you kind of want to play around the
Around equality, right? I feel like last turn the Molten.
Yeah, even if I had it,
Defender.
I agree. I mean, granted, we could see both hands. To Delta's defense, Paladin's not known for bursts. It's not known for coming out with 16 damage. I mean, so what he was looking at was 7 damage on board. And
It's true. Another 7. Well, another 8 showed up.
so another 8 showed up. That's pretty. It's pretty surprising from a paladin, especially when they can't play a spell. So I mean, it was not a little bit out of nowhere, but Andy able to snag the win. Andy again, a great paladin player.
And we're gonna see that handlock again, no doubt.
Oh, for sure.
So Andy's got a druid, his own warlock, and a mage. Since you know you're going up against that handlock, I wonder if you toss a sacrificial pact into your warlock.
I mean, we've seen some pretty aggressive decks out of these decks. Delta playing Hunter, Andy.
Delta just going for it.
And he's got a Gold Hunter. And this is mid-range, which pushes Druid.
Let the hunt begin.
So Delta bringing some very surprising decks. And this is really great to see. I think it'll shake the meta up. And, people who take these risks with the Flood Mage, with the mid-range, you know, Andy's gonna play very inefficiently with his removal, and it's gonna really hurt him once these shredders come down. Also, let's just point out the amount of gold that Delta has in his hand right now.
Delta's got gold.
Delta is just swagged out right now.
Man's got gold.
This coin into Mad Scientist is very aggressive. Again, the gold Mad Scientist, he's ready to play, and this time he's gonna actually get secrets.
Yeah.
So if I'm Andy here, you're thinking it's Face Hunter. Everyone's bringing Face Hunter. You're probably gonna play the Wrath here. You're just gonna use your removal.
Yeah.
And this is just gonna suck because he's about to. I mean, I am a little surprised to see
Freezing
Delta.
trap?
Wow,
Yeah,
Delta is
freezing.
bailed out by that Night Juggler. And let's just point out, it's gold.
It's gold.
Yeah, it's gold.
Wow.
Yeah, the amount of oh, but the top deck Wrath, Andy bailed. You know, they're both in the top deck. You know,
He didn't have a gold coin, did he?
no, he didn't. If you see
No.
that animal companion, oh, that animal companion is gold. And
It is gold.
There's
Yes. There it is.
there it is.
Ah,
Yeah, that's so
so
casual.
common. Yeah.
Ooh, that's definitely the worst animal companion. So if I'm Andy here, do you play the keep? I guess you play the keeper and do 2 damage.
Yeah.
By the way, folks, it is a freezing trap.
He silenced it.
Odd play. I guess he's afraid of the Chargers, and this is the first sign of danger for Andy.
Yeah.
We're gonna see the shredder drop, and Andy's gonna be like, "Wait, what?
What?
What?"
Delta seems like he knows.
And just to explain this matchup a little bit, so basically, mid-range Hunter, what it does is it applies some early pressure, not quite as much as Face Hunter, but enough to bait out a lot of removal. We saw both Wraths gone, we saw the Keeper gone, and then it just goes right into these Shredders, Belchers, Savannah Hymanes. You'll see Lothebs, you'll see some Dr. Booms.
So 2 things. First, I think it's I think definitely part of its effectiveness is because of the prevalence of Face Hunter,
Oh yeah.
so that people do just go for it early. Feign Death, I knew it. This
Feign
guy
Death.
does crazy things, and
Delta
I love it.
1, bring in the Dex.
Blood
bring in
Mage,
the
Feign Death
Splash
Hunter, he doesn't care.
He doesn't care. So here comes Cult Master. He's gonna get 2 draws off of this. I mean, he's got the Feign Death. This is gonna overwhelm this Druid. He's playing it. I mean, he even gets the
my.
1/3. So I think we'll see the Keeper just crush that 4/2. He does get the Innervate. Is that got any prevalence? So Keeper comes back out for 6. It's gonna kill the 4/2. You know, overall, that freezing trap worked out pretty well for Andy, but I don't.
Yeah,
think
if
Andy
there's,
can keep
if there's anything literally in the entire game that I want freezing trapped, it's a Keeper.
See, and now that this Keeper's gone, though, this
It's true.
timing is just, it's running wild. Kazan's too late, but Kazan is definitely relevant. So he can innervate out Cenarius.
He could also swipe and get kill this. I guess then he's looking at 2/2/2 still.
Yeah, and with Swipe, he just doesn't, I mean, he could innervate out the Lotheb. I think he's going to go with the Cenarius here. Yeah. Cenarius just puts a nice 5/8 body on the board. You're not afraid of freezing trap now for the Cenarius because you've got the Kazan. Interesting attack there. Oh, that's a golden high main. Oh my god, Delta 4/1. He's got the golden Defender of Argus. I mean, I think his entire hand is gold right now. The Feign Death is a little casual. It's trying to hide.
What does he do for a living?
I think he must be some sort of gold producer.
Some sort of rich person.
I think he makes money.
It was a
He's
jewelry store, I guess.
He's what?
It's a jewelry
It
store.
was
Yeah.
a jewelry store.
Yeah. He's definitely swagged out. You know, taunting up the Savannah is a little weird. Because that puts it in BGH range. But you know, I'm not gonna argue with the guy who's got the entirely gold hunter and who plays Feign Death. I think I'll let him do him. So he puts out
Man.
3 2/2s. Very difficult for a Druid to deal with. The Druid does have some responses here. But this hunter's got a lot in the hand, a lot of danger. The Loatheb is going to be a pretty nice response. This is going to apply some pressure, but
I am interested that we didn't see any Feign Death last turn.
yeah, I think his turn just really took control of the board. I think he was really looking at that.
I guess he does have the other Highmane in his hand.
Yeah, he does have the other Highmane in his hand. I also don't think. Oh, that's a golden Highmane. Oh my god, that's beautiful. Look at its beautiful mane.
That Defender of Argus is so magenta.
Man, guys, I'm sorry, but the gold cards.
This is a big deal.
This is a big deal. So he face takes the Loatheb, and he's got right now he wouldn't be dead to the Wombo combo, but he's getting a little close. And without that defender, you gotta wonder. So now, Dan, do you think you're gonna Feign Death this turn? You think you're gonna go wild with the Shredder, the Spinner?
Absolutely.
Yeah,
That's gonna be amazing.
Yeah, I think.
You could even you got 9 mana, 4, 5, 6, 7. You're one short of being able to do the kill command on the Belcher as well, which is unfortunate.
I think from what we've seen from Delta, and that's a gold web spinner, folks. Of course it is. Delta is so close to making this all gold. That one Highmane is just, and the Feign Death. So he's gonna, from what I've seen from Delta is he's a little more conservative. I think he's playing around Wombo combo. He wants to clear this board as much as possible. I think he would probably want the Huffer here. That's one, again, I think Leokk, again, is the...
Yeah.
I mean, Misha shuts it down. So he's going to set up more board. And this is, this is getting really close. The Ancient of Lore is a great draw. Andy can, I think Andy might swipe this board. He might try to pop the Spider and swipe. But the
popping the Spider, that's
with,
expensive. It's going to cost him his Shade, and his Shade is what's going to tip him over the edge on the Wombo.
Right. I mean, this is so, actually, it's funny. The Leokk is actually going to present a problem.
Leokk's making a difference.
I think Delta is running out of steam a little bit. He put a lot out on the board this turn.
Oh, I don't think so. Unless there's a way to wipe it. I think he looks like he's running out of steam, and then he's going to Feign Death, and his steam is just going to be insane.
I wonder, I do wonder though, like, if he pops the Spider, if he swipes here, which I think he will, we might not see any, Death Rattles left. Because
It's true, you're right.
He could just, but I mean, he's good. Oh, no, the swipe isn't going to come down. And Delta, Andy.
I think he's looking for that. I think he feels the pressure and he knows that he needs to look for that combo. Nope, never mind, he's smarter than me.
Oh yeah. He plays the Ancient of Lore. As we can see, this is not the correct play. Emperor Thurston's a great draw, though, and Druid of the Claw is a good draw. Andy really not sure what to do, and he kills the one non-death rattle, so this is going to be a massive Feign Death.
Oh, he's going to take out the Whip Spinner. Okay.
Okay, so it's not catastrophic, but it is, folks, buckle up. And that is a King Mukla, and it is golden.
I swear Mukla comes out
all the time.
Like 40% of the time. Which is okay, because bananas are amazing.
Delta's doing some quick math. He's realizing that if he punches it into his calculator, he sees smiley faces. He's just going to want to
The numbers are large.
The Mukla's an interesting play here.
Yeah, I'm not sure how I feel about that. Wait, whoa, what's
going on?
I don't understand.
I don't know, but I don't know why he did the second. That was a misplay.
Oh, it's because he didn't want to fill the board up?
But, yeah,
okay,
that was a misplay. Definitely a misplay, and the swipe is going to punish him pretty hard.
Oh, you hate to see that. Oh, no.
He basically, just to explain the misplay, the 1/1s would be replaced by the 2/2 hyenas.
And he'd have the 6/5.
Right, and now, this is a little awkward. Again, he's got a full board. Granted, the swipe, I think Delta's pretty sad he messed that up. Also, Delta hero powered. Delta could have played the Shredder. And we're going to see the classic banana onto the King Mukla for the BGH. This is a well-known play.
Classic.
It's a classic, folks. Andy trying to get back the board. Andy does have the swipe, So he's got some rebound potential, and Delta might have he might really be really sad
This
here.
is when you'd really wish you had that Leon.
Yes, he's gonna pop this, see what he gets.
RNG.
Oh, that's a King Crush!
Oh my gosh, you've got to be kidding me.
Oh, that's a Golden King Crush. That's huge.
After a Mukla. This is insane.
This is what you get from crafting gold web spinners. I'm saying
Get lucky.
I'm not guaranteeing that you'll get golden legends, but I'm guaranteeing you'll get golden legends.
I'm guaranteeing that when you get the legends, they will be gold.
Yes. Yes. And I that King Crush is just he's got
Yikes. Oh my.
he looks good.
And what, the worst part about the web spinner and the unstable portal, all those, is just, what are you going to play around it? You're gonna
Right.
worry about King Crush?
Right. So Andy's still lacking the wombo. He's got the double combo, but the wombo is not there. So he's gonna throw it on Emperor, which is always a good play. He's gonna swipe. He thinks he's in decent shape, but little does he know. And one. Oh!
Wow.
The patient assassin. I mean, this is why you play golden cards, guys. You will get results.
This
Like it's
is-
simple as this. This is why you do it. So that patient assassin may just be the best one. Delta
Andy has every right to be just
furious.
like 90 degrees tilted.
So if I'm Delta, I play King Crush. I don't see why you don't play it. The BGH has been gone. You can put an 8/8 on the board, and you have next turn lethal. I guess he's hiding it to make Andy a little less scared of lethal.
Maybe he's embarrassed about just how good it is.
We should point out though, if Andy were to have top decked, though, I just realized this. If he were to top decked it, thanks to Emperor Thurston, the Savage Roars would have been lethal. Andy could have top decked into lethal. It's no longer possible though. The Innervate, not quite enough.
Yeah. I mean, you're absolutely right.
Yeah, I didn't really think
But the
about
crush
that. But that
couldn't
Emperor
help that.
Thurston unlocking all sorts of possibilities. It's just a nail biter from Delta. I'm loving these decks from Delta. And again, folks, just make all your cards gold and you will see results. It's guaranteed.
There are a lot of gold cards.
This is a
here.
sad Keyzon Mystic. Andy's trying to set up for some lethal. Little does he know, he's about to get all his hopes and dreams crushed. Yeah. Necro, don't steal my... Damn it,
Crushed
Necro.
with, crushed with a K, like
Sorry.
King Crush. Like the card.
Guys.
The card, it's called King Crush, John.
Oh, God.
Yeah, this is hard to watch.
This is a great ending though, and yet Andy's just about
And a
it's
gold
the
Sledge
Golden
Belcher.
Of course, it's the Golden Belcher. This is why you make golden.
Well played.
And there's the well played. Here comes the foot stomps. Andy right now is just walking out of his computer room.
Yeah,
That's
that's a table flip.
a table flip, folks. And that's a great ending. So Delta bringing the creative decks, the Blood Mage, and the mid-range Feign Death Hunter, nearly entirely gold, both snagging wins. So great games coming right now. Delta up 2-1, and now he actually has Andy on the ropes. So Delta has the Druid,
Well,
and
so
he's
that was nonsense. So I think Andy's gonna feel okay about bringing the Druid back for another one.
Yeah, I think Andy does like Druid. But let's look at, Delta does have Druid and Warlock left, and Handlock is very strong against Druid. So I
So
wouldn't
the
be
Warlock is just a handlock. I want to see what crazy Druid concoction he's got.
We see a
Yeah.
golden Druid. So Delta 4-1, folks, is a serious player. He should be taken seriously.
Wow. If this is Fatigue Druid, I'm gonna be so excited.
Golden Druid.
Golden
Doesn't look like
Druid.
it.
So he's got a golden,
Looks like the old
golden
the old
Warlock and a
concoction.
golden Druid. If you guys want to learn how to not be casual, add Delta 4-1 to your friends list. He will teach you the ways of the golden life.
They involve trading on Wall Street.
Yep. But we should point out that Andy has the almighty Wild Growth and an Innervate, so he's got a great start. Delta 4-1 with the Innervate. Both of them looking at great starts. So so the Innervate, a golden Innervate, into the Shade of Naxxramas.
Oh, everyone has a golden Innervate. Don't get too excited.
Well, I'm a lot of
Just
gold.
caught up in the moment.
It's a lot of gold, man. So I think the wild growth is obviously more powerful than the innovate here. And so Andy's at a slight advantage. We can see Andy's hand. He's got a great hand. He's got the piloted shredder into the sludge belcher. And Delta 4-1 doesn't have a 2-drop play. He can coin into the shredder though. These wraths are going to be great though. He's going to be able to play on curve, innervate out a wrath, and deal with what Delta throws down. The Golden Belcher, of course, coming.
That's rough. He keeps being one off.
Yeah, he's a little.
Needs that wild growth.
That's true. If he had the wild growth right now, Delta would be in a great spot. And there's the 5-drop. So now Andy's got options. If I'm Andy, I mean you can drop.
If I'm Andy, I would. Interesting. I'd go for the Wrath first because you want to see what drops.
That's true.
Could be a
I think that
Doomsayer.
is a slight misplay. If
Doomsayer
comes down,
isn't coming.
you're sad. I would have laughed. I saw the stealth and I thought it might have been another patient assassin, and that would have been insane. So Delta is. Yeah, his mana's a little weird. He's got basically a keeper turn or a swipe. Swipe with the Giblin is able to take out the Druid of the Claw. It's a little inefficient, but swipe doesn't have great targets, I don't think.
This matchup.
Yeah. I mean, it really is just a one-target removal.
I Drake, so I don't know if he's yeah.
That's a fair point. Drake is a good target for swipe, so he's going to throw the Giblin, keep this stealth, I think. And that can get scary pretty fast.
Mm-hmm.
And Andy has got 2 cards in his hand, so.
Worth noting, Delta does have combo in his hand.
Oh, fair point. I didn't even see that. I was too focused on that golden sludge.
Non-golden Force of Nature. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean his Force of Nature is not golden. You gotta wonder what's going on with Delta. What's his thought process?
What's going through his mind?
You know. So Delta, I think he's a little wary of this pilot shredder putting in work, and I think he kind of wants to put down the taunt. And honestly, I think the Belcher might be a little better. I mean, Lotheb's able to take out the other Belcher, so he could keeper out the 4-2. See what comes. What do you think? You like the keeper play?
I don't.
That 2-2's pretty weak.
Worked out for him, but yeah.
If he unshades this shade, though, it's gonna get killed pretty easily by Wrath, or he could run it. He's got a few options.
I think he's gonna sit on it. Oh, he's going. Now that's interesting.
I think he didn't want to.
I guess you don't want to get too greedy.
Andy's really needs to draw though. If I'm Andy, I draw for 1 here, and I run the 2-2 in.
No doubt.
And that is not.
I just went for it.
So Andy is just.
I guess he's got the scenario, so maybe he's trying to build up a board. Well, no.
I guess. I mean, the other thing is Delta 4-1's getting close to that time. He's getting in that range. The wild growth showing up really just no one wants to see it at this point.
Well, I don't know. If he had a pilot, that would be a fine play.
That's fair. The Sludge Belcher, and so this is so innervate Cenarius and give the buff, and I think Andy's gonna go all in. I think that's the play.
Yeah.
I think so, and you just trade this stuff off. I think you give the buff here. But Andy does give the buff. Okay, he goes all in, and so now if you're Delta, all you have to do is weather this board, and you do have the Force of Nature to help clear. You also could dig. I mean, you could dig, but you leave a 4-3 and a 5-8 up. That's pretty sad. The Force of Nature, what does that do? The Force of Nature is able to. I mean, you could kill off the 4-3, I guess. It's not great. What do you think? You think you Ancient of Oblivion here?
Well, I think you're going to take care of that shade. So,
oh, for sure. So he's going to force here. A little odd because I don't know if he did the math. Like, it's just.
I think I would have just healed 5 with the lore. Although, I don't know. I guess he's not quite there yet with the combo.
Right. So now it's just going to be Andy top decking, but Andy's got that huge 5-8 out there. So if you're Delta the 2 treants, the 4-3, and then your 2-3 goes face. It's the no-brainer play. This 5-8. Also, Oh yeah, did we point out Delta has the golden druid? We pointed that out, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I can't get over how many golds. He's like what's that guy's name?
Scrooge McDuck.
Well, yes, he's like Scrooge McDuck. But he's, yeah, he got a lot of. So he's down to 13. This is pretty pretty precarious for Night Smoke. Thank you. Yeah, Night Smoke has a lot of gold.
Oh, does he?
Your portraits. Actually, that was the guy you played.
Oh yeah, that was yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was terrifying.
So there's Brunson, I think.
This is interesting. I'm really surprised. I don't know how Andy does it.
Sorry, I had to respond to something. So yeah, it's a little awkward for Delta. It's getting pretty low health, and Andy's got a very strong board. The Belcher's definitely gonna stifle that, but Doctor.
Oh wow.
Wow.
Oh. I don't really see it out here. Got a combo.
Yeah, this looks pretty grim. This is a big board. Andy went all in, and it seems to have paid off.
Yeah, top decking a piloted followed by a Dr. Boom.
Yeah, it's pretty good top
Stuff.
decking. Ooh, that's a bad response, though. I mean, I don't think it matters that much, but some solace, I guess.
Captain's Parrot.
So I think, what is that? That's 9 plus 5. Yeah, so this is.
Second people.
Well, I think he's
man,
just trying
you're
to
gonna
see how he's gonna clear it. And this is these Doctor Booms in these scenarios are so awkward.
Yeah, you gotta overkill.
Yeah, you have to overkill pretty rough. And I think you
underkill
run
just
four
not to
into
take
the
5.
5. Yeah, you run it in and hope you get swiped.
Oh, he didn't go face.
I like that play.
I've got the beast in my sights.
Because at this point, even if he does get the swipe, he's still gonna take Boom Bust to the face.
Yeah, this is really pretty much game. Not many ways out of this. That's definitely not one of
It's
them.
not one of them. I mean, Wild Growth. Wild Growth, Tree of Life. No, you can't. Wild Growth into, yeah, no. He's drawing cards.
Yeah, that's game. That was
Oh,
tough.
that's
I
bad.
feel for Delta there. I often am in this position. I'm often in this position where you try to like play like a civilized, controlled player, you know, and you try to have a civilized, you know, match.
Right, trying to just have it, right, yeah.
You're like, everyone calm down. Let's just play our
behave like a
minions one at
gentleman.
a time. And then you got people like Andy just using wild growth left and right without any safety.
It's pretty rude.
It's very, you just hate to see that, you know? So Andy tying up the series, and we are going into a rubber match. And I must say, I've been very entertained by Delta's decks and his playstyle. He's new to the league.
Have we seen everything from Delta? We've
we
seen
have-
all of his decks.
We have seen everything, yes.
Even the war?
Go on the Warlock.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a handlock. It's the one that's gold, with all the golden cards in it.
There it is.
Uncharacteristically mundane cards in his hand, though.
Oh. I think we're gonna...
So it's a
Zoo
Zoo
versus-
versus Handlock, and
Handlock.
Handlock is generally known to crush Zoo if it
Yeah.
draws well enough.
Interesting that he chose to bring the zoo anyway.
I don't think Andy expected Handlock. It's not the
Well, he had full knowledge, though.
Pardon?
He had like before this match itself, he had full knowledge, so
right.
he could have if he had multiple decks.
That's a great point.
Maybe the plan is to just come out swinging.
Yeah, I mean, you basically play the way I think you play Zoo here is you go hard till 15. You build up a board, hope they don't have a board clear, and then just push through. You just close your eyes and you hit them in the face.
I don't know if it's gonna work.
Yeah, this is. I mean, we see the Watchers, we see the heal bots, we see a good amount of strongmen. I mean, there's the Belcher, and it's gold, so you know it's gonna put in work. And there's the Shadow Flame. So basically, Delta's probably just looking for his Moltons. I will say, Zoo has gotten a lot more powerful. It's got a lot more sustainability. Like it, there's the Sea Giants. There's we see Melganis here and there.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so it's. I mean, it could.
Those can pull you out of a dire situation here and there, but I don't know that they fully.
Right.
They don't change the strengths all that much. He's running the play though. Head down, into the face.
So there's a mountain
Interesting. A
giant.
bit of an awkward turn here. I guess he could Lotheb. Oh, Sludge, right.
Yeah, Belcher's just. Oh, it's gold. It's beautiful. It's fabulous.
It's so gross.
It is very gross. It's disgusting. He's got like goo dripping from his mouth. Yeah.
Someone took the time to actually put all these body parts together and actually reanimate it properly, but they didn't give a shit about like floating the stomach. It's like, screw it.
Let's just point out
Flush
that's a 4. He rolls a 4 on that implosion. And I would like to point out something I noticed while I was playing the other day. Implosion, if used, even if it's a normal casual player implosion, if used on a gold minion, you get golden
Gold. Yep.
which is pretty cool.
That all bob their heads in time. No, they don't. Oh, they're on different.
They're out of sync. They're pretty disobedient. They're impy. They're imp. They're. I messed. We're done. It's over. It's gone. It's gone. So some pretty weak casts, but or draws rather. You know, the Lepernome's a little late.
There's not a lot to be
Delta's
afraid
really
of
just
that
playing this
Fletcher.
matchup slow. Delta, with a gold Warlock, I've got to think that Delta's probably a Warlock player, and he's probably very experienced in this matchup.
Isn't this his third gold class?
Yes.
So I think we can assume that Delta's a Hearthstone player.
I think Delta did not start last month. That's a pretty solid conclusion. This is a somewhat big board, and I gotta say I was a little surprised at the Shadow Flame. I know it was 6 minions, but they're all 1/1.
They're all 1/1s.
I just didn't think that was quite necessary, and now you're looking at a kind of a big board, and Andy, no hesitation, just goes for the face, and that Molten's looking pretty nice and juicy at 4 health or 4 mana rather. This is lockdown, boys. This is it. This is a big thing. He doesn't put it on the other Molten. I am surprised by that, I must say.
A little bit.
I guess he wants to get value out of that Ancient Watcher. That owl, though. That owl's
silence the Watcher, yeah.
That owl is going to really. It's gonna give him. He only has to get through 6 health, so you're gonna owl the Ancient Watcher probably. That may be the dumbest thing I've ever said, by the way. It probably is. Yeah, you don't owl the Ancient Watcher, guys. This is why I cast and I don't play.
There you go. I think he's doing it.
Is he? Guys, this is why
This is why you cast,
good.
so that
This
you
is
can
why I play
explain the complicated plays to the
obviously
layman
we
at
saw
home.
lethal because we're pro
Boom.
players here, and that's
Wow.
Please, right? Yes, exactly. So that's what I was about to say. You do
If you
it
would let me finish.
for exact lethal. So a very interesting series, well played by both players. I really have to hand it to Delta for 1. Andy's an intimidated player. He's a big superstar in the league, and Delta just held his own, brought new decks, and they paid off. the Flood Mage, and the mid-range Death.
Bane Death, the mid-range hunter. Did he end up winning that?
Yes, he did.
He did. That was he did misplay, but he pulled through it.
Yeah, he
Also,
misplayed a little bit on that, yeah.
just an update. Jason is currently ranked 60 in North America.
Yeah, so Jason is ranked 60 in North America, so if you don't have him on your friends list, you are less cool than
He's great friend stock.
Yeah, he's the type of person where you kind of want to open your friends list and kind of leave it open a little bit, just sort of flash around.
Right. Oh, him? Yeah, no, that's my friend, yeah.
Oh yeah, Jason. Yeah, you kind of throw it out casual, you know?
Oh, he
We're
dropped
on a
one.
first name basis.
61 now.
Necro, shut up. Nobody asked. God damn it. Okay, so he's 61. He's
Okay,
still,
so he can lose. All right, he's mortal.
I mean, yeah, all right. He's not.
All right, who's coming up now? We got Imbolc.
Yes, it's Imbolc against Yuri.
Yuri.
And we're going to call him Yuri because we do not know how to pronounce that.
Yuri. Or Yuri.
Yeah, don't act like it was easy. So I'm going to let them know really quick. Do you have both of them?
I've got Imbolc. Yuri starts with a Y, though, so let me scroll down through all my friends.
I think
Not seeing Yuri.
Jedi's probably top.
Oh, that's because I did Yuri.
Yeah, they'll be starting up soon.
Okay, so Jedi's on top of it. He's as usual. Let's see here. Yeah, so Dan, you're gonna want to Yuri. Do you need the number?
No, I got it.
Okay. So this is let's go over the play. So this is Yuri coming from Team Pure Strategy, which apparently values strategy. It's a good thing to value. They have Crypto, Bezos, Hamboen, Salkanar, and it looks like a lot of them have played this week. So Crypto losing to Captain Murdoch, 1-3. Huge PR dive for Crypto there. Bezos pulling off the 3-1 victory over Attempted Fate 18. Hamduin has yet to play Scurvy, and Salkanar taking out Merkin Sissies, who is in a 3-1 match. So it looks like Pure Strategy is up 2-1 in the team matchup against Rank 5. Rank 5 consisting of Imbolc, Captain Murdoch, Tempted Fate, Scurvy, and Merkin Sissies. So
I gotta say, I'm feeling a little more sympathy for that third grade substitute teacher who had to call roll.
yeah, it's a little hard.
Names are hard.
Names are hard.
Looks like they're getting started. Imbolc is doing battle with a friend. I can only assume that friend is Yuri.
Let's get on that real quick. Sorry.
Druid on Druid action.
Druid on Druid action. That's the best kind of action, folks.
Ooh,
Wild
the
Grove
Chow.
action?
My greetings.
What was that, Eric?
My greetings.
Wild growth action?
Yeah, I mean, I get a little wild growth if you don't.
All right.
see too
Yeah.
much Druid.
Bush Clutch? Did I go there?
You went there. Oh, you went there. All right, so I'm gonna see Andy Rogers, the recent victor, wants to actually jump in and cast a little bit. So let's see if we can get him in here. I think I have him on my contacts. Yeah, Martin.
We should interview him as well.
Oh, we can totally interview him. So yeah, we're going to be joined, folks, by the recently victorious Andy Rogers pulling out the zoo win.
Hello.
Can you hear me, Martin? Or
Yeah.
Andy?
What's up?
Hey,
I
man.
was just
Congrats on the
explaining to them,
victory.
Martin, about how obvious your last play down that last game was, and how we all saw that.
Yeah, we were just about to
lethal.
say, we totally saw that lethal, and you shouldn't watch the VOD because we saw it, and...
We didn't want to make other
You
people
did-
feel bad about not seeing it. You know.
You didn't see it.
Hey, you know what, Martin? You are our guest. You did not speak in that tone to us.
Oh man, I was counting up the damn. I was like, okay, so the leopard gnome does 2, and then he dies. But then I was like, oh, but then I don't get my power overwhelming. But then like I had to count up, so like I need 12 left, and I was like, 4, 5. Oh, that's 12. That's 12. And I was like, okay, now I can't fuck up the sequencing and like play the Doomguard first and like all that other stuff. So
Right.
yeah, once I saw it, I was like,
the
I knew
Doom
I
Guard
had
can
it.
present issues. So we're gonna jump in. We're right now. Imbolc and Yuri are playing. Do you have them at it, Andy or Martin?
No, I don't. If you send me their names.
Board is filling up.
Okay, I'm gonna send you it in chat. They may not be able to add you in the game because they're both they're playing they're high
Mid game,
stakes.
you should be able to.
I mean they should be, but I wouldn't
Right.
want to be bothered. Okay, so Imbolc, I'm gonna put it in chat for you, Martin.
Okay.
But yeah, congrats, dude. We were really impressed by your opponent Delta's decks. Bringing the
some
Flood
very-
Mage and the mid-range Feign Death Hunter.
Yeah, they threw me off. It was actually like I was like, normally I play Harrison Jones and like I cut cards in my Druid deck and my Paladin deck to put in Kazan Mystic,
We
So
saw
it was
that,
like-
yeah.
and I never got to use it.
You had
I-
so many
I-
opportunities.
Same action coming out of
I checked
out of Yuri.
myself out.
too.
Yeah, Yuri's got the Kazan. We see that. Okay, so there's Imbolc's status. Let me get you Yuri's. Yuri's. Let me make sure that was the right one for your Imbolc. Yep, that should add your Imbolc
Okay, tell them if you can send them a message
to add you. Yes, we will do that.
Okay.
Let me get you Yuri.
I'm on it, Chuck.
Oh, you're okay. Thank you. Excellent. Okay, so there's those. Okay, and I will send them just to tell you that. I'm gonna send it. You might miss this first game. I think it's a little intrusive to interrupt them while they're in the game, but in between, we'll definitely.
Yeah, I'm in. I can see.
Imbolcs.
Yeah, in books.
Excellent. Okay, so you can see the board. So let's just try to catch up really quick. So we're on turn 6. Imbolc's turn. He's got the turn 6 play for the Druid.
They're both sitting on forces without roars.
Without roars. That's always fun.
This goes down though. I'm gonna look for probably
Never
next
mind.
turn. I can't see his hand here, but
Yuri
Yeah.
right now is thinking about forcing of nature.
That
I'll-
is why, yeah, man. Even if Emperor's not doing much for you, he'll always do it. Oh wow, that's
it will be
nice.
board
That's
clear.
something happened.
He'll be running into the back boom. I would have just there. Yeah, you change to the club, but you gotta play Doctor Boom.
Yeah, Dr. Boom is definitely really good.
Even though you strand mana there to the Thorfinn, but yeah.
So I'm
Oh,
I think my spectator mode glitched, so I'm gonna actually have to leave.
You just got boom on boom.
That's-
Yeah.
Is it me or
It's
does the board
true.
look pretty plain without the gold stuff?
Yeah, you know,
Right.
without Delta's
Just
gold,
generally less excited.
I think that's a great point coming from Neko Havoc. We missed the gold cards, Delta. All right, let me try to get back in.
what do you do here?
I don't know if Keeper does a whole lot for you, but I guess against the Druid, there's not a lot of silenced targets you need to really worry about.
Yeah, other than Sylvanas,
Right.
it's trying to negate
The
boom
silence,
bomb
that's an
damage.
interesting choice.
It is an interesting choice.
Yeah, he's trying to prevent the boom bots from killing his boom or his Doctor
Well, that
Boom
could
by
not have gone better for him.
That was just fantastic.
Now, do you trade or do you go face?
I think you go face. You got the taunt up. What is he gonna do? I mean,
You do.
yeah, you've got the board for Savage Rule.
You have to combo too.
Yeah,
I
I,
wonder if
like
it would have
Imbolc's
been-
definitely in a great position here. I
But what do you
think
do,
Yuri's.
Basically,
Gonna
the
spam.
boom can trade for free, and then what do you do next turn? I guess you have the Keeper and the bot.
Yeah, I guess you keep her bot. That's a good point. You don't have a Wrath or anything.
Because otherwise, yeah, I'm wondering if it wouldn't have been smarter, or just a better play to trade and play the charge.
Right.
That makes your board a little weak to like or to swipe.
To swipe, it totally does to swipe. You're right. You're so right.
I feel like our casting IQ just went up by about an average of
Yeah, you've
100.
just been sitting here opining.
Yeah, before you joined us, we were having a grand old retarded time, just bouncing around terrible ideas. And now we've got a competent player in here. It's a little more civilized.
Kind of killing our buzz,
Yeah.
to be honest.
Very
I mean,
bad turn for Yuri here. He's really got nothing. He's got to try to take damage off the board because he
You,
knows that he's probably dead next turn.
Do you silence the taunt to? Oh, interesting.
So he's gonna try to. He gets to clear 3 minions with this play. So it's good, but
Oh right, he should have left the Dr. Boom up. He did that out of order. And Imbolc is much more skilled
Well,
and
no,
falls into
no.
the Savage Roar.
yeah,
That's
that
what
was.
you do when you want to win.
Yeah, that's a skill play. Yeah.
You just got to draw it, guys. We like
That was
to see
the late. I think it was maybe the best play. Like he's trying to play around combo, which he top decked into, but
He could have.
couldn't have killed the boom with it would have been 1 damage short of killing. So he would have had to tank the 7 damage to his face.
Well, what I was suggesting is leave the Dr. Boom up before you trade, and then so you hit the boom bot
could've- 'cause he
and
can
hope it
absorb
hits
all
the
the-
Dr. Boom.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
That-
I think that would have been a little better. But you know, it's tough. He was facing the rope. You get that pressure. It's understandable.
And also, how much damage did the boombot do?
I forget. Ooh,
Unless it did
Golden
4.
Warrior coming out of Yuri,
Love that.
and the
Also, that was a
Paladin.
quick turnover.
That was a
guys
very
knew
quick
exactly what they wanted to
selection. Both of them ready to go. That was the fastest selection we've seen.
So we see Control Warrior for Yuri and mid-range Paladin for Imbolc. I favor mid-range Paladin in this matchup. I normally play Paladin, that's my strongest deck on ladder, and I think up until maybe yesterday, I was 14-1 against Warriors
Wow.
on the ladder.
So yeah,
So,
this is
I
gonna
think
be
it's
rough.
very favored, mostly just because Warrior doesn't have enough removal to kind of Paladin can kind of flood the board with 2 health, 3 health minions, and Warriors just they don't have removal for things like shielded minibot. He's got the fiery wind axe, but do you punch it in the face twice?
Nice.
Do you...
I mean, the play here is the Armor Smith. Yeah.
Yeah, we should
But-
mention
But it's not amazing.
Dan is definitely a warrior.
Yeah, I mean, so if you think about Andy on a Paladin level, I don't want to say I'm that on a Warrior, but I'm not going to not say it, let the fans decide.
Oh, we're picking up what you're laying down.
There you go.
Yeah, it's definitely rough on the warrior, and I gotta wonder why Yuri picked so quickly. He automatically went to the warrior. Imbolc,
Well,
Well,
I
it's
think
gold.
he
My
was
guess
probably-
is that he's just feeling good with it.
He was also probably really afraid of going into Druid originally. You don't want to play the Druid, or you play your Warrior into a Druid because it's such a bad matchup. That once he saw his opponent win with the Druid, he's like, oh, okay, I'm safe to play my Warrior.
but I mean the paladin. Imbolc's got paladin, and I guess Hunter would have been bad. Mage would have been eh. So I guess he had a 33% chance to fight against to find a good deck to play against, but it seemed a little quick, a little snap judgment-y from Yuri, and I think he's paying for that a little bit.
Now
Well,
that,
if it's
that was
Freeze Mage, it's basically,
A win, right?
It's a win. Why?
So
that was an interesting play.
yeah, he opts to take
If it was
out.
me, I would have left the Chow down because you can always heal later.
Right.
Well, here he takes out 2 minions for 1. I guess I understand it. I guess if you leave up the Chow, it's gonna kill your. Because I guess the other play would be to take out the mini bot.
Right,
And
but then
so
the Chow
you would-
trades for free against your Armor Smith.
Yeah.
Yeah, it makes some sense. What do you think Imbolc's considering here? It's turn 4. He's got a shredder. Everything else looks kind of awkward.
You can go for a knife juggler play.
I just think that's.
I think you
Shredder's-
do. Well, that's strange.
Shredder.
I guess
Yeah, you feed the try it.
You're breaking up a lot there, buddy.
My side. All from China.
Oh, I got you. Yeah, it's pretty patchy. Do you have a I don't know, maybe a mic or something? It's cutting in and out a lot.
Hold on, let me switch.
While he does
So
that,
the question here is whether, well, you can. There's a few things to do here. You can taskmaster your armor smith, but the problem, yeah. So here you go. I wonder if he's gonna armor and shield slam. No. Interesting. Huh.
yeah, I mean, I think Yuri's, I don't know. There's some weird, interesting plays. I don't know enough.
Extremely conservative, which is fair. With Paladin, you worry about them getting that board going.
Right, and I mean, this turn, he's got the Knife Juggler into Muster, which could be just devastating. If you take out this 1/1 and you get 2 juggles, granted, it's pretty... Oh, he's gonna go with the conservative play, which actually is pretty rough on that Kazan. This is gonna be really... Yuri's gonna get, like, no value out of this Kazan.
Well, you could taskmaster and execute and trade.
Is this better?
It seems like it's a little harsh. It seems like it's a little more consistent. Here, just keep talking.
Can you hear me now? Can you hear me?
Yeah, that's much better.
Yeah, I think that the Sludge Belcher was a better play than trying to go for juggles. This way you can keep up your Taskmaster, or sorry, your Pilot Shredder for another turn.
Right.
What do you do here, though? Peek out. Nothing really very good.
Yeah, it's a little awkward. I mean, the yeah.
You know that he's going to hit your. Do you go for the Alder here? Because you don't want to play the Muster because all your dudes are gonna die, and you want to keep dudes on the board so that if you draw into the Quartermaster, like it's basically just game for the most part against Control Warrior. I guess it's not really very good. What's your plan? I think just dudes.
Right.
So he's baiting him to try to use the axe. I probably would have gone for the Alder. You keep your 4-1 up.
Yeah.
He's got to hit something. You probably
The Alder
have
also would have done a
left.
much. The Alder would have done a much better job of baiting out the Death Bite as well.
Yeah.
Warrior plays a lot of big minions, so I get that you'd want to keep.
Yeah.
Keep bound. Those executes are not useful.
No.
He's got he's got a great hand against Handlock right now, but
yeah. Inbox hands though is equally. I mean, they're both kind of awkward hands to be completely honest.
Well, he's debating whether or not he wants to use does he want to use the Death Spite, the last charge here? I wouldn't. I don't think
definitely
that
would
it's
not.
necessary. So you would just kill the Mad Scientist, or what's that? It's the Crazed Alchemists.
Yeah.
And play the Shield Maiden.
Oh, interesting.
He's gonna kill the dude.
It's a little greedy, but honestly, it's he killed it for free, so I kind of like it actually. And Imbolc doesn't have a super good way of. I mean, he's afraid to play these this Muster.
I think you have to go for the Knife Juggler and the Peacekeeper here, and try to ping off the 2/1.
Yeah.
Because then that will force him. You'll get 3 minions. Something will stay up. He'll have to eat it with the Death Spite. There's not really, you unless he's like trying to wait for Harrison Jones. He's just gotta, something's gotta die to that axe. So
that
you gotta play minions, and then you have Muster afterwards to like repopulate the board. So as soon as he gets rid of the axe, then you can play the Muster.
Yeah, the Knife Juggler into Aldor into Hero Power is pretty likely to kill that 2/1, but he's thinking concentration. So he's gonna do this into Peacekeeper.
This is
Interesting.
okay. I mean,
Interesting.
but then you
What?
see the board clear. I mean, it's very
And
pretty
it
clear
looks
play
like-
for Yuri here.
It looks like Yuri's gonna use the axe, and that's gonna unlock this muster.
He's gonna feel really silly.
Yeah, he definitely will feel silly.
Oh.
Although the muster, oh wow, this is such a really,
Indeed.
I guess you have to silence. Oh no, that's a good draw. You can,
you play knife
So I
juggler,
guess-
cog hammer,
yeah,
and
cog hammer, dude. Yeah, that's pretty good. You know, you get a taunt.
You don't like muster?
3-2
You don't like
taunt.
muster? Oh.
You want to kill. Do you want to use your silence? The question is, do you want to use your silence to silence that acolyte? And I don't think it's as good as
Yeah.
you using the cog hammer. You want to develop a weapon. 2-3 taunt, divine shield. And divine shield, even a 3-2 taunt, is a pain in the butt for a warrior to deal with. Like divine shield is just so annoying for them.
So Yuri right now has all 4 of his 1 mana removal cards, which is just
That's
awful.
just the worst. Yeah.
Well, it's gonna turn into 0 mana removal cards here in a second.
He's about to have a hand with a 7-drop and a 2-drop and a whole lot of zeros.
So if he's going for like questing adventurer play, this would be the most amazing hand for questing adventurer.
Or yeah, that or just
Edwin Van Cleef, if he plays like a Van Cleef in his warrior, that'd be pretty good.
Thanks.
I think this is a no-brainer. Thurson. I don't know what he's considering here.
So that would be a 12-12 Van Cleef. If like if he's somehow able to like use all of his shields, like he just shield slams everything, and then he executes like himself, he could play like a 12-12 Van Cleef.
There's always that play. I mean,
Why? Would you use a shield slam? I mean, I guess he shield slams and then is he gonna? What? I don't like this at all. It's terrible. So
yeah, it's definitely an odd line of play. I don't really understand it, but he has the Golden Warrior.
I see that, actually, the double shield slam, because what else is he going to blow it on? And he's really trying to make sure that he doesn't get completely gassed by that.
There's a lot of minions that the paladin has. Like, you've
Right,
seen
but he's got no way around that. I mean, I think he's a little skittish, but also he's got no
What
way
are you
around
concerned?
it.
That a paladin's gonna kill you from 29 health?
Oh, there's the
It's
quartermaster.
gonna burst into you?
No, I think you're concerned that you don't have, that he's going to use the knife juggler and then keep hitting you, and you're never going to have a chance to get enough shield back up to be able to use your shield slams effectively.
Yeah, I mean, I see that. I see that point.
It may not be right.
Yeah, this board's good for Yuri, but Imbolc is about to unleash the hell that quartermaster can do. I think he might wait 1 turn and either silence or kill this emperor.
No, you kill the emperor here. You hit it with a call hammer, and
You're really breaking up there, buddy.
battle, dude.
I wonder.
This is really bad.
Yeah, it's like mechanical. Sounds weird.
Yeah, internet connection.
So yeah, as he said, he looks like he's gonna try to kill this
Fancy.
with a muster and consecration.
Reporting for duty.
No, you the quartermaster run the one dude.
Reporting for duty. Quickly.
I think just plug in with you.
I don't know. Dan, can you hear him?
No, I cannot. Not really.
Yeah, Martin, you're like, we basically can't hear you anymore. It's just metallic. I don't. Yeah, we might have lost him.
Can you hear me?
Just slightly.
Hello? Ah.
It's pretty low, dude.
Is it? Hold on.
While he's figuring that out, Yuri getting the Gore Howl, which is not going to be much help.
Yeah,
This is definitely a rough spot. We see the quartermaster. We see the second muster by Rattle. This could end the game real fast.
yeah, that's definitely the last position as a warrior you want to steer yourself in.
Right. No brawl, no whirlwind, no way to deal with this.
Yeah, he could. I mean, you need the brawl right now because otherwise you're just going to take so much damage next turn.
Yeah, he's facing, what is that, 16? 16
I
damage.
think I mean, you don't know he's got an owl. I don't know. There's something to just throwing out the Grom to make a huge threat to try to eat the monster.
The huge, yeah. I think he's trying to hold out on the Grom. It looks like he's going to go with the Sylvanas. I mean, all the plays are pretty sad and awkward.
Yeah.
I have no
The
time.
issue with Sylvanas here is that he just goes past you. I mean, she can't die.
Right. No, that's a great point. Sylvanas won't do much in terms of stealing. And there's the own Sylvanas. So,
Yeah.
still
Even
still
worse.
can't hear you, Martin. We're just hearing mechanical noises.
So
I think we're going to see a quartermaster here, but maybe not.
Any better here?
That's better.
Okay.
Yeah, that's much better.
Trying to switch back and forth between microphones.
Yeah, you're
Yeah,
definitely quiet, but we can hear you a little bit. So here comes the
Oh,
huge
there we go.
quartermaster.
Yep.
Yeah, and I guess you could go for a silence. The only problem is like if he top decks brawl, that's gonna be so big.
Oh, this is interesting.
Oh, he's
Oh,
gonna
he's
silence.
yeah.
See if the knife gets it. No, so he'll run all his dudes in here. Well, it's brawl or bust for Yuri right now. He really needs it.
Yeah, this is too bad. And so Imbolc? I lost track a little bit here. Imbolc he lost. This is game two. Game two.
3.
Is it 3?
This is game.
Yeah, I think it's
2.
1-1 right now. No.
They just played Druid,
Yeah.
Druid, right?
You're right.
I
this
saw
is
that
game
they
2.
said the Druid
Okay.
here. Okay.
Yeah, so this is game 2. Okay, so Yuri's looks like he's gonna. Is there any way out of this? It doesn't look like.
I think actually if he, well, no, because there's the truce over. So no, it's over.
Yeah.
He
What
could
do we need
he
to
could
do
Grom take out the
Juggler.
knife juggler and armor up is the best bet.
Oh, that's a good call. So he survives in his head, and that's the only place he survives. And I mean, again,
Yeah.
this is not unexpected. The Paladin generally.
It's not ridiculous because without that truce over, next turn you get to Alex your face and he's got a Grom on the board, so it's not insane.
Oh yeah, no, that's fair.
Yeah, but that's not. There's no way to win from that position. Like you're
Oh,
gonna
wait, never
lose
mind.
your
That
Grom,
math. Right.
Oh, I mean,
you're
yeah.
gonna
True.
lose your Alex.
Either way, he was dead. Imbolc. I mean, that Paladin's just too much for the warrior. Again, it was a little rocky for the Paladin, but that lay on hands drew into all the cards he needed. So let's take a look at the classes. Wow, they are already starting again. So Yuri, they know what they
Go
want.
for it.
Yuri
What if he goes
really
back to
wanted
the
the warrior.
warrior?
I get it. I
And this
understand.
is Freeze Mage. That's an instant concede.
Oh, outstanding.
As an extremely experienced Freeze Mage player, what you want to do here is pretty much just concede.
Yeah, no, it's a misplay if you don't concede before the
The
mulligan.
end of the oh, absolutely.
Oh, this is the dream.
Yeah.
He
So
does have Antonitis in hand,
I-
so
I actually, while I am being a little facetious, I think
Hello?
if I were Imbolc, I would concede immediately and show nothing of my Freeze Mage. So coin concede is definitely the play here. You want to throw the coin out
Right.
and then concede. He knows that's the play. He's looking at coin, but the question is,
I guess I probably wouldn't keep coin because you want to try to get as many fireballs as you can off the Antonidas.
And Imbolc's gonna head in for the worst 15
just
minutes of his life right now.
Going for it.
Not only is he playing a control
We're all
warrior, it's a
along
golden
for the ride.
control warrior. And when that golden control warrior gets 40 armor on you, and you're a freeze mage player, you'll be
40?
sad.
Oh, 40 armor. Yeah.
Yeah, we'll see how much. Take
Oh,
bets
this
on,
is- this
the
is-
over under for armor.
The over under, I'm gonna say he's gonna get to. All right, I'll go with 25 armor.
That's fair. That's perfectly attainable. That shield
Dan-
block's looking nice.
Dan being the control warrior player here, and I am the freeze mage player. I know the pain. This is a game I actually.
Control Warrior has so many bad matchups.
Oh my god, he's gonna come on! This is the most sad. This
Oh,
is so
wow.
sad. That is
So-
crushing.
Oh.
Now that's weird. I would think you'd want to attack the face, check and see if it's an ice barrier, and if it's not, then go ahead and steal.
Yeah.
Or maybe
Yeah.
the plan is to just sit on the Kazon until you're, you want to let the freeze mage think that he's got that extra turn, because it's fun.
Yeah, I mean this is really
Ooh.
just toying. That's a golden Alexstrasza,
That's-
folks.
Look at that fire.
Honestly, so I mean, in an all serious point, I really,
I think you're making a great point about just calling it.
yeah, I don't want. I mean, because for instance, Loot Hoarder is not the most common play. I mean, there's a lot of variants in freeze mage decks, and I mean, for instance, I do not run Loot Hoarder, and by playing it, you immediately give Yuri that information, and I think that might not be worth it. I mean, there's almost no way you're gonna beat this warrior. It's almost impossible. The interesting thing is Yuri doesn't know yet this is freeze mage. I mean, he did play the Loot Hoarder, but
No, when you see Loot Hoarder, that's obviously a freeze. Turn 4.
yeah,
played one
I mean
Loot
that's
Hoarder
somewhat. I guess
half.
that's somewhat fair. He's got to be suspicious. If I'm Yuri, I'm just shielding up, armoring up every single turn here.
He's definitely pretty worried about the potential for a mirror entity here.
Yeah, he seems to be worried about it, and that makes me believe he doesn't quite consider it to be 100% freeze right now.
Giving your opponent an Acolyte of Pain. Like, if you get an Acolyte of Pain from the mirror entity, I don't think that's like probably one of the better things in your deck that you can give them.
I agree.
If I'm
What
in
else?
bulk here, I'm
Not that
probably
great.
getting a little tilted that this control warrior is roping on me as a freeze
Yeah,
player.
right?
And so he just goes full armor. And my what are you guys thinking for the armor count here? I said 25.
I still think that's valid.
25.
Yeah, we see the Shield Maiden in hand.
Yep.
I think it gets to probably 20.
So I also want to point out that Yuri knew that was not ice barrier, and he didn't steal it. So he knew it was an ice block, right? And why?
He did not. He never attacked face.
Oh, he did.
He did never attack face.
Okay, so if I was Yuri, I probably would have tried to see if that was ice block or ice.
That's what I was saying. The first turn with the Acolyte, he went for the card on the Loot Hoarder.
Right.
I think the right play is to go for face, check for ice barrier, and then steal.
Yeah, if it's ice block, that's a huge steal. The ice.
But then, ice barrier. Now, to be fair, now both are down. All he has to do is attack face once and then play the Mystic.
Oh, fair point. Great point by Dan.
I guess he's probably going to wait maybe and see if he can steal it on the turn where he wants to kill. I think that
Exactly.
is his plan is to set up for it. Although we did just see him pick it up for a second.
Yeah, it's a valid play, and I'll tell you, when that happens to me, it's just infuriating. And honestly, I gotta say, the freeze is in about as good shape as a freeze can be right here.
Well, that's the
True.
card you want right here.
Thoristan's great, yeah.
I mean,
Just
he can make easy 2 fireballs with the
Well, wait a minute, because if you Thor's in now, then next turn you get an 8-mana Alexstrasza. So you can put him down to, what, 20... I think it's 15, so he goes down to 24. And then you can Archmage coin Ice Barrier. That'll give you 2 more fireballs.
Also, is
That
he?
Frostbolt's looking good
There.
too.
Oh man,
Man,
I
this
gotta
actually.
play him right now.
Oh,
I just
No, he's trying to mill the control warrior, and that's a double Kazan.
what?
That's a
Oh
double
my
Kazan right there.
god!
He mills the execute, which is very relevant with that Alex, and he has no removal. And you know,
I think mill number 1 is coming.
I am very surprised. So Kazan's got to come down, and I'm actually very surprised he attacked in. Why not take both secrets?
I don't know because
you
I
want
guess
those
he's
ice
really.
blocks.
I guess he brought them specifically. I'm surprised you bring Kazan in a
Double
He
Kazan. This is
wants-
as
yeah.
crazy as Brian Kibler's double Kazan. For those who didn't catch it, Brian Kibler brought double Kazan in almost every deck to the Kingland Pro League this week, and he played a player who brought no heroes with secrets. So it was awkward. Imbolc, honestly, I gotta say, I think this is showing a little inexperience, perhaps, at Freeze Mage. The longer you
Why
let
wouldn't
the
he just
warrior
ping it?
play, the longer you further away you get away from beating him.
right.
And so you gotta get that Thurston out, you gotta get that Alexstrasza out, and then you gotta get that Archmage out. And
this.
I mean, it's very odd from both players. Yuri might not have a lot of experience playing Freeze Mage because they may just concede immediately when they see him on ladder. When I see a Gold Warrior on ladder, yeah, as a Freeze Mage player, I concede. So right now, if you're Imbolc, Alexstrasza out before Therasan seems a little weird. I like Therasan out before Alexstrasza because once you start Alexstraszaing, it's the race is on.
I guess maybe he wants to get some more damage spells to reduce before he plays Thorson, but at this point, I don't. What else does he do? I don't know. I think it's a good Thorson turn, and then play the Alex. I mean, I took Alex this turn.
I like Thurston into the Mad Scientist. I think that's a fine play. You really want to.
Probably go never.
If you're Imbolc here, you really want to get that last block off with the Scientist and not use the not let it. You don't want to draw into it. And he's going to go with Thurston. I think this is the right play. I honestly think it's a few turns later, as Martin and Dan both broke down. Wow,
Did he not get it in?
it looks like it's frozen on my screen.
Mine too.
I don't see that he got.
And he used none of his mana, so that's very odd.
I can take the hit.
Don't
Yeah, I guess he didn't get it in.
I don't know if he's
He
glitched
flagged
out.
me.
I don't know what's going on. Maybe Jedi. Yeah, he might have I don't know if there's some technical difficulties.
I'm saying the same thing.
Yeah,
There's
and
no way he played it.
yeah, he didn't
I
play.
think he might have just get up and
I
leave.
think he's.
Oh, Yuri says, did he DC?
I mean,
Oh.
even if he
He must have
DCs
DC'd.
here, I gotta say, I think this just goes to Yuri anyway. I don't think.
Let's not try to replay that, right?
I don't think there's. And he.
Oh, we see him moving. He's picking up the Alexstrasza. So we see him moving cards. Maybe he did DC for a second.
Oh yeah, if he's playing on a phone or something, he might have just gotten completely. Oh, jeez.
Oh man.
Oh. Gosh.
Well,
Wait. Why would you? I don't understand. Why would you not Alex first?
I
guess
there's
you're
armor.
eating armor.
There was armor. Yeah, it didn't matter. So, Imbolc's gonna try to make the best of the situation, and it is not gonna look too good for him though. It looks like he's Did he just go?
No. He's back. He just Blizzard, Mad Scientist.
Imbolc is offline on my list.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I'm restarting my client. I'm not able to join him, so.
I'm still in the game, so.
All right, well, give us some play-by-play.
Oh, so Yuri is up to 19 armor. and he's got his opponent down to 10. So you're like Imbolc. Yeah, this is game because we're gonna see.
This is
He's gonna
extremely-
try to get the ice block.
Well, you can just run the scientist into the 5-2 and get the ice.
Yeah, but that's not gonna save him though because the other cousin Mystic's gonna take it.
Oh yeah, obviously. No, he's screwed, but he doesn't know that, except
Yeah.
for the fact that his opponent has 21 armor, has 51 health. Honestly, this is a fool's endeavor to try to win. He had a little bit of glimpse of hope, I think, right around turn 6 when he drew the Thurston.
Yeah. Well,
Yeah,
nothing seals a coffin quite like not playing turns 7 and 8.
Yeah, honestly, I gotta say, I think that's just I think that's just inexperience. And by the way, I think I might end up just 1 armor off on my prediction.
I said 20.
So he's got lethal. Oh, but he doesn't have the mana to get the Kazan and the Grom out. So he's got next turn lethal, so it's going to be 26. It looks like it'll be around 26 armor. He's going to just pop this block, I think. Or maybe he's going to kill. Oh, no, don't take it with your face.
Bummer.
And he executes. So that's 25 mana, folks. Am I genius? Maybe. Do I see the future? Absolutely. Please do not hit the armor in bulk. This means a lot.
Hey, yeah, but-
Eric?
No, that's game anyway.
Yeah, that's game. I think if there's a few things I want to mention here. Like, honestly, A, you don't want to give away information. So I think you concede. It's almost unwinnable. B, it's really demoralizing to lose.
I disagree that it wasn't unwinnable because he did have an opportunity
point
to
it
play
is.
Thorson.
It's not worth playing.
Now,
right
yeah.
now.
And
Right.
he could have got, I think it was on 7, and the next turn he would have had an 8 mana Alex, and I think at that time Yuri only had 9 armor, which would have put him down to 24, and then he could have then played the Archmage and then tried to draw a whole bunch of, like, played at least 3 spells, so he gets 3 fireballs, and then you just try to spend the rest of the game fireballing him to death. Like, I think that was his only chance, and he probably wouldn't have won anyway, but that would have actually at least given him a shot at winning.
25 armor. I don't want to claim to be the best player in Hearthstone, but I think I called that turn 1. I do see what you're saying, Martin. I didn't mean to cut you off, but honestly, there was a small chance. I guess it's worth playing.
I think it's worth playing. I'm with you there, but once you lose that turn, I'm surprised you don't just save for.
I just think that's inexperience. And honestly, Freeze Mage, if you don't know what you're doing, Freeze Mage can be very hard to win with. So that may really hold back Imbolc. So Yuri snags a win. Yuri is now down 1-2. Imbolc has where is Imbolc? He's got his Hunter and he's got his Freeze Mage left to get a win with. Yuri has Paladin, Druid, and Mage left. So, what do you think in the selection is? I like Druid a lot here.
On whose side?
From Yuri, because if he brings Freeze Mage, Druid is favored. It's pretty hard on Freeze Mage to deal with the Druid's aggression.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I got kicked, so I need to back out. So I like Druid a lot here, but I mean, the Hunter can overrun Druid pretty easily. So you got to be worried about that.
Seem to have issues connecting now.
Yeah, I backed out of I just restarted my client.
Imbolc just DC'd again.
Okay. Okay, so let's just go into this a little bit. So, he's got I think Paladin is the worst class to bring here. It's super easy for Freeze Mage, and it's fairly easy for Hunter. I mean, it's not.
Paladin is pretty good, if he's got things like cog hammers and he gets into like shielded mini bots and stuff, he can beat a face hunter. You know, I probably have about a good 50-55% win rate against face hunters. So
But I
It's
mean,
an
against
okay
a freeze mage, it's
We're gonna find out. Ooh, noble sacrifice. That's useful.
so Yuri does go with the paladin, and
Oh, it's
Divine
a
favors.
it's
a,
an
yeah.
aggro pally.
wow,
Interesting.
Oh
interesting. I don't know a ton. I assume it's the hobgoblin one.
no, well, we saw divine favor. We did see.
Divine favor is gonna be worth a whole lot of nothing against
Yeah, he did. He knew.
Well, Involk's for a huge surprise when this. I guess the Argent Square isn't an immediate giveaway, but it's pretty.
No, that's gonna find. That's really weird.
So
it's funny business off the bat, but
yeah,
he's
it's
gonna
definitely
be.
awkward. The Mad Scientist or Glaive Zuka? I like Mad Scientist a little more. This is, I mean, I think
Like-
Face Hunter is gonna beat the Paladin here. What do you think, Martin?
I would have to give there's a lot more to so like paladin, like the aggro paladin really relies on divine patience, like getting more out of the tank, and video paladin dude. I think that this like face hunter is clearly favored in this matchup.
Okay.
You're not gonna get anything out of divine.
Jedi, do
Wait,
you wanna chime in
I
at
got-
all as a Paladin expert who's played
I
some
got
aggro Paladin?
I mean, it's just not. He's not going to be able to match the speed of the
Face Hunter.
hunter.
Yeah, I agree. I mean, I don't know much about the Paladin. Both of you are clearly much more informed. But
This
as
is
a
like the perfect move here. This is if this is a huffer and the huffer walks right into the noble sacrifice.
you gotta think Imbolc will play around Noble Sacrifice. He's gonna attack one of these with his glaive. He'll either attack these or go face. If I'm Imbolc, I probably just go face.
Well, you are playing a face hunter.
Yeah, I mean the Face Hunter is just such a refined deck. It's just so many iterations and perfections have been. You know, it's proven itself. It's the reason it's the most popular deck on ladder. Like you gotta. I think I agree with you guys. I think the Hunter is
Well,
just
that was interesting.
his favorite here. King Mukla. Wow, that is not a card you want to give. You do not want to give Face Hunter bananas.
And that's,
They're charged creatures.
well, he is going to.
Oh man. And honestly, there's no charge creatures in the hand for Imbolc, so this is not immediately bad. What does he hit top deck? Nope, not a charge creature. So this is actually good
Pretty
for
okay.
Yuri. Without the divine favor, you know, I'm sure he's wishing he had it now, though. It's got the synergy with Mikla. Imbolc's probably very confused right now. Probably stunned silence.
What?
Yeah.
Classic.
Yuri's got the muster, but muster is, you know, plays into Unleash pretty hard. Again, we don't see an Unleash.
It also gets decimated by explosive trap.
Yeah, and explosive trap, and that's a great call. The Mad Scientist is about to. So I guess if you're Yuri, you pop it with 2/1, then you run the 1/1 in, and then you play. Wow, an equality. Okay. So yeah, he's gonna proc the trap. I like this play, and then I think he's gonna play his muster. I think it's a decent play, and this Mukla is about to go in, and we're about to be at 19-19 here. Imbolc with a very awkward hand. It could easily turn around with these knife
Nope.
jugglers. Any unleash or anything could really do work, but definitely awkward.
As it is now, all he's got is the two
Jugglers, yeah.
two jugglers. Yeah.
I mean, the owl you don't want to use because you might see something else. Although, really, you're
Well, what
not
are you gonna use
expecting
on the owl?
monsters.
I guess you got to juggle.
I
don't know.
think you
Wow.
juggle banana, yeah.
I
But
don't know.
juggle
because,
only actually gets one juggler out there, or one. You know.
yeah, I think you have to juggle and then owl maybe because you want to save the other because you if you get unleash the hounds you come back so hard.
One.
And he's kill commanding. And this is, I mean, he is a golden hunter. I would defer to him, I guess. The kill
I guess,
command
yeah.
is okay. I think that Muko's
That'd
doing
be
too
so
much work.
good here.
Wow, this Lothar though, man. So the unleash is not gonna get to land this turn, even if it's top decks, and that is gonna get really tight now. Quick shot's useless draw, and now he's in the same spot, but he really only can juggle. He could juggle an owl. And
Well, he can get
Yeah,
3
Juggles
juggles.
all out
here.
is a big difference.
right, it is.
I think that's the only play that he has.
agree.
I mean, he might.
You gotta get stuff
sit
on the
owl,
board.
but the issue is, I mean, if Yuri gets, I wonder what is. I guess Blessing of Might is 3. That's 5, 6.
So he's like, he's
4
short
short.
by, 4.
Yeah, we gotta believe the juggles are gonna take out some of these 1/1s, but we'll see. I mean,
Yeah,
Imbolc's
if he
definitely.
gets 3 juggles, it's gonna do some pretty good work.
Yeah, if he gets all 3 of the 1/1s. If he gets 2, that's pretty good. But then he has 3 minions.
So here comes the first juggle, here comes the second juggle, and here comes the owl. First one sniped off a 1/1. The owl
Got one.
comes down, and let's see what happens. First juggle goes face, second one goes face, so that's only 1.
Oh,
And that's
that
a
was
true silver,
first
it's not
out.
lethal. 7, 4 plus 3, yep, that is exactly
That's
lethal,
it.
right?
Yep.
Wow.
Or
That
over
was-
by 1.
Oh, he's short by 1.
Is he short by 1?
Yeah.
Oh, I don't know if I like this play at all. I would
That
have
was-
not used the Blessing of Might
Well-
equality.
Well, what's he like? He's not gonna do 17 burst damage this turn, and he doesn't have any taunts. So
and 2 of
Yeah,
his spells are bananas. Okay, so that's a fair point.
And yeah, he has to hope for.
Yuri really, this is the third very odd deck we've seen tonight. The others being, of course, the Blood Mage and the mid-range Feign Death Hunter. And honestly, these anti-meta decks that you don't, these uncommon decks have been paying off.
Wait a minute. Hold on. 7.
You guys scoffed. You guys scoffed at me, but that was
mana
close.
off. 1 mana.
That was close. I don't want to. Yeah.
wow.
Hunters, they can do damage. Anyway, Yuri takes the game, and he survived another game, so that's gonna be
That's impressive.
very impressive win from the Paladin. So right now, Yuri's got a Druid and a Mage, and Imbolc has the Freeze Mage and the Face Hunter.
Right.
So it really depends, I guess, for Yuri what mage he has. If he's got a mech mage, you really don't want to bring that because it'll lose hard to the freeze mage. If it's tempo mage, that's a little better against freeze mage because the counter spells in the rag are very hard for the.
Doesn't he have a druid?
Oh right, he has druid and mage. Yeah, so he has druid, which I think is the better. Yeah. So.
Right, but druid's got away with the hunter.
Yeah, and Druid, this is gonna be tough because he's got a somewhat aggressive Druid, and that doesn't do quite as well against the Hunter as the.
I have to against down creatures.
Yeah, and honestly, I think he was trying to play a but the
Chow.
the Chow is gonna be huge draw, and the Owl is really good, and the Kazan. Wow, so, and he draws a secret. So this is a pretty good hand for Yuri. The Kazan's going to be really nice to alleviate. And honestly, an Explosive Trap, if stolen at an opportune point, can really shut down charge creatures.
Right, you can wipe out his board, yeah.
So if I'm Imbolc here, you got to play, I mean, what do? You play the Leper Gnome, just try to weaken this. I mean...
I just think you do the Face Hunter, yeah.
He might be considering Quick Shot to just take it off the board because his other creatures only have 2 attack.
I guess maybe I would go for like Mad Scientist. It's gonna fuck the trap. It's not a big deal, and this. I guess he's gonna quick shot it.
Yeah, and this is a play I've seen the pros do where they've just been taking out the chows with Quick Shot. The Wrath is a great draw. That's going to tide him over to the swipe. And honestly, Yuri's got, aside from the Savage Roar, he's got pretty much. I mean, you'd like to see a keeper, but he's got a great.
It's gonna be such a nice play because he's gonna Wrath this turn, and then the turn after that, he's gonna steal the secret with the Kazan.
Yeah.
So
Yuri's about to, and that's the kind of board you like to steal the secret on when they can't proc it with a weapon. And this is going to be really nice. So he's probably gonna, we'll see probably the Leper and a hero power here from Imbolc. Yuri at just a comfortable 29 health. He's about to take the secret and crush Imbolc's hopes and dreams.
He might also no. All right.
Yeah, this is just
Could also just try to draw the card.
right as the bow shows up, and that's got to be rough for Imbolc to swallow. A lot of Kizans being teched in from all the players tonight, so we see that as a
his despite though, like mine got no use, and his gets like super use.
yeah. It's, I mean, we've seen it be very influential. I mean, the warrior, even though he didn't really need it, was able to steal. We've seen it to, I guess, some moderate effectiveness.
What do you do? I'd probably bow. In this situation, I guess the other play would be to quick shot and just.
Oh, I would definitely bow face and then use the abusive on the leper into the Kazan.
But not in that order.
Not in that order, right? You want to prop.
Yeah.
Oh wait, can you? Oh no.
But then you would lose your abusive.
You'd lose your
side.
Right, you lose your abusive. So it is kind of weird. So this is the second quick shot gone. And I guess that's a fine play. Putting the secret up, I think, is a little odd because you want to get that bow to get some charges. I would like a hero power more there.
Yeah, I
would
agree
rather
there.
the bow and the secret next turn. So we're gonna see. Yep, the.
I guess
Oh.
And
well,
he's not gonna get punished because the hero power wasn't played. Argent Square is a relatively new card to the Face Hunter, but I have seen it on Reddit being considered a good play. So now, unless Yuri's got another Kazan. Oh my gosh!
Wow. Double Kazan. That's
Yuri's
just a
got to be
dream.
jumping up and down. Imbolc's got to be just out of his mind. And this, I think these Kazans are going to win the game for Yuri.
First 9 cards.
He
That's
has
awesome.
combo.
And he has the combo. This
With 23 health.
This is shaping up to be a strong showing from Druid and a great comeback from Yuri.
Well, he will get in potentially. Let's see. So this turn he can do a lot of damage because he will. I mean, if you go face with the axe, 3, 5, 7. So about 10 damage. You can put him down to 13, but can he?
Yeah, I think he'll
raise-
just swipe. He'll probably just swipe. I mean, does he even have lethal with swipe and Savage Roar? That's 4 plus 6. That's 10 plus 8. So he's 2 off lethal.
Yeah, this is the play. We'll try to abusive sergeant.
Yeah, this is definitely I
Sure.
think, the correct play, but I don't think it'll be a little tight. But I think the Druid might be able to pull this off if he gets a
Problem
tough.
is, like, him doesn't have. He has to draw other. He's got to draw other face damage. Like right now, the big out on the Squire, they're not doing anything.
He's counting
kill-
lethal.
yeah.
He's 2 off. It's 12 plus 6, so it's 18 damage.
So you probably
That's
just do
face.
it. I would just do it. I would Savage Roar.
I
him down
think, I
too,
think
because
you
you
just hero
know
power,
next-
take the extra health. Yeah, I like this more. And I mean, it's over next turn. And Imbolc's probably going to concede. He's got lethal on board. That's a terrible top deck. And Yuri's going to come back and secure the win. He really was down 2-1.
2-0. He was down.
Down 2-0.
2-0, right. You're a good point.
Well played.
So
2-3
that is
in a
going
row.
to
I'm in back out.
that's going to end our
And they double Kazan Mystic.
double
which,
Kazan Mystic.
Jeez, yeah.
For
That's
The
the,
single
second deck
Kazan
with it.
Mystic failed miserably in my
These are
games,
doubles.
but
it's also
his
worth pointing out
double
that
play.
really unconventional aggro paladin came out of nowhere and snagged that win against Face Hunter. Really great games by all of our participants, including you, Martin.
Oh, thank you.
So I think that's it for tonight. Jedi, are we any announcements or anything?
No announcements. We're done. Thanks to
Okay.
everybody who watched.
Yeah, thanks for joining us. We're gonna, try to come back next week with we'll be casting maybe a tournament or select matches like we did this time. Again, if you're not a part of the league, you can check it out at teamhearthleague.com. And I guess we'll see you guys next week.
All right.
All right. See you guys.
See you,
Thanks for
Dan.
watching.
Peace.
Bye.